Thank you for logging on to this broadcast on WellsCountyVoice.com. Since the onset of COVID-19, we have all had to experience social distancing. And this is true with high school sporting events. Our school administrators are doing their best to keep our kids, teachers, administration, and their families healthy. We are honored to be a part of the solution to contain and overcome this, as well as promote our student athletes. We wouldn't be able to bring this broadcast to you if it wasn't for our sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. Please shop their businesses, use their services, and tell them thank you.
On the campus of East Noble High School in Kendallville, welcome to Week 6 high school football action. It's the Battle of the Knights. It's Norwell and East Noble. Should be a lot of fun on the campus here of East Noble. Derek Decker alongside Christian Bohadam, and it is a pleasure to be bringing the action live here from East Noble tonight. These two teams are headed in a totally different direction. Let's talk about last week for both these teams. We'll start with Norwell. Obviously, the Norwell Knights had a terrific week. Huge shock to a lot of people in the area. A 43-8 victory over New Haven in a game they completely dominated right from the onset after that Eli Riley pick on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, that Eli Riley pick kind of just set the tone for Norwell, and they just took off from there. They really just kept the pedal to the metal and just played really well all game. Defensively, we expected them to play well, and they did. And then offensively, I was quite surprised at how well they performed last week, and hopefully that's a little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come for the season ahead of us. And but overall, I think Norwell played really well last week, and hopefully that continues and rolls into this week.
Eli Riley had a tremendous night, threw for over 150 yards, carried as well 12 times for 102, and 3 touchdowns, including a big 63-yard run in that first quarter to put Norwell up 14-0 at the time. Max Ringer chipped in 106 on 19 carries, so 2 rushers over 100 yards. You're going to win most of the football games that you play when you put up numbers like that. Isaiah Breggy hauled in 5 for 81 yards and a touchdown as well. At this time, let's join the East Noble Marching Knights for the playing of our national anthem. All right, tremendous job done by the East Noble Marching Knights, and of course the firing of the cannon, which you'll hear on all of East Noble's touchdowns. So always a lot of traditions and a tremendous perch we've got here on the press box at East Noble. This is one of our favorite places to come. Now, you might be noticing that your screen is dark tonight, and that is kind of unfortunate. You do see the intro graphic on your screen, but we will not be providing video tonight as East Noble has signed a contract with the IHSAA TV network that they'll be charging for broadcast to get the video. So if you want to do that, you can go to the link through East Noble's website, and there's a $10 charge there. If not, then you can enjoy a radio broadcast, which I'm in my natural element here, and we're bringing Bo along for the ride. Let's talk about East Noble last week. A 24-0 shutout loss at Leo. Norwell feeling a lot of the stings of the same kind of deal that they had at Leo back in week 3. Took one on the chin, 17-0 there. East Noble was able to rack up only 188 yards. The quarterback Dalton Stinson, 12 for 25 for 125, just 64 rushing yards. Bo, I think Leo has passed about every test that they've had so far, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, exactly. The Leo defense, as when we saw Norwell play them, is tough. And East Noble found that out last week. Surely East Noble will come into this game knowing that they're facing another tough defense in Norwell.
Right.
So I know East Noble knows they have another test ahead of them, and we'll see if they make any adjustments from last week. As you said, they really didn't have much success at all on offense, and we know their star receiver from the first 2 games is out with a foot injury. I know you wanted to hit on that, so go ahead.
Yeah, Rowan Zolman is a really, really talented and athletic receiver, and, of course, he is still not in the lineup here tonight. And East Noble is battling through some of these things. It's an East Noble team that has won the conference in back-to-back-to-back seasons. They've been dominant in the Northeast States since the conference began, and Norwell, of course, has not really sniffed any kind of real title chances since they've joined the Northeast State, since they came over from the now-defunct Northeast Hoosier Conference. But this is a title race that's still very much wide open. Norwell and East Noble both have 1 loss here in the league, but they're both going to need Leo to lose because they both got beat by Leo. New Haven probably exited the race last week after losing to Norwell, and, of course, they got beat by Leo the week before. Leo, for the most part, has really the toughest part of its schedule out of the way. So they're in definite control of this conference right now, and the league is theirs to lose at this point, I think it would be safe to say. Another thing I wanted to hit on, Norwell giving up on the 3rd down margin. We talked about last week how important it is for Norwell to get stops on 3rd down. They gave up just 1 of 9 against New Haven. They're now 7 of 41 defensively on the season. That's just 17%. That's just stifling beyond comprehension.
Yeah, it's just an unreal statistic through 5 weeks in Norwell in high school football. And we knew Norwell defense going into the season was going to be stout, but we didn't know they were going to be this strong. And we knew that it was a strength of the team, but we didn't know it was the strength. And it's really not a surprising statistic to me to see that, as we've seen how the Norwell defense has played through these last 5 weeks. But when you're stopping them on 1st and 2nd down and either pushing them back or stopping them, it's easy to stop the 3rd down conversions as well.
You are listening to the Billy Ann Supper Pub pregame show. Billy Ann Supper Pub is your local source for Tex-Mex, American food, and some of the best burgers in the area. Billy Ann Supper Pub in downtown Bluffton. We're back with the balance of the pregame show after these words. Thanks for joining us this evening on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Hello, this is Tim Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 467240. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Serving Bluffton and all of Wells County, Bluffton Rentco offers the biggest, cleanest, and most reliable selection of equipment around. They offer small and large equipment like lifts and skid loaders, to lawn and landscaping tools, along with home improvement and construction rental equipment. Bluffton Rentco can handle all of your rental needs, including party rentals. Visit BlufftonRentco.com to view their large selection of rental items, located at 975 North Main Street in Bluffton. Serving Ossian since 1938, Ossian Hardware is your best choice for hardware, paint, lawn and garden rental, and so much more. Stop in today for all of your project needs and be rewarded for making your purchases at Ossian Hardware with their Best Rewards program. Stop in for more information. Knowledgeable, friendly service is what you'll get at Ossian Hardware. Stay connected at OssianHardware.com or on Facebook. Do you or a loved one need extra help managing your finances or making sure monthly bills are getting paid correctly and on time? Are you concerned that you or a senior parent may inadvertently provide sensitive financial information to scammers and fraudsters? Then contact Senior Money Life today at 260-296-0437 to get the help you need to stay safe and enjoy life more. Senior Money Life, located in Bluffton, Indiana, is here to help make life easy, providing you with a wide range of services including banking assistance, bill pay, budgeting assistance, financial monitoring, and insurance advocacy. Contact Preston Carr, Daily Money Manager at 260-296-0437 to learn more, or visit their website, seniormoneylife.com. Senior Money Life is a division of Christian Care Retirement Community. Senior Money Life is not a financial institution or a trust company.
And welcome back to East Noble. Moments away from kickoff here in Kendallville, and a just perfect night for high school football. We're in the upper 70s, and we'll fall through the 70s and into the upper 60s. Only a few clouds to be spoken of, and again, we've had just great weather. We've battled through COVID and all that, and everybody's kind of had to deal with that in some form or another. I know certainly some teams have been affected more than others.
Yeah.
Norwell's really been on the pretty fortunate end and really hasn't had any games canceled, hasn't had any players really being held out for COVID-related reasons. But in any case, we've had terrific weather this year. So let's kind of break down what do you think a couple keys to the game are for both teams, starting with Norwell, who we know has a very solid defense and has looked good defensively all year. Again, they've only given up 2 touchdowns their defensive unit has all season long.
Yeah, I think a big key for Norwell is to obviously keep the success on their defense throughout the game, as East Noble will look to pass the ball more, as New Haven did last week. The secondary will definitely be tested again tonight. They passed the test last week against a very athletic New Haven team. East Noble tonight will, like I said, spread it out more, and so a big key to that is the secondary stepping up and making plays for Norwell.
East Noble gives a very different look than Jakar Williams. Remember, Jakar Williams was a kid, that kid was an absolute truck. He was as big as they come for high school quarterbacks, and Norwell limited him big time. Only allowed 135 yards last week. They sacked Williams twice. Norwell was solid across the board defensively, as they have been all season long. They're giving up just about 100 yards a game, which is close to the top 10 in the state in average defensively, and that's something that Norwell hasn't been able to say really ever in the history of the program. Even in their state years, it was their offense that carried them to victories. This year, a totally different approach. They've got a very talented group defensively. We've got a socially distanced band down there on the north end zone, and it's just, it's different scenes, but the fact of the matter remains, we're playing high school football tonight. Of course, Governor Holcomb has allowed Indiana to move into Stage 5 at sundown tonight, so hopefully we'll see expanded crowds, and everybody has to go through the health departments and such like that. But this could be the last week that we've done significantly reduced crowds across the area, hopefully as well at Norwell. So that's something to be watching for as well. Another weapon that I wanted to talk about between these two teams, this is a couple of the best special teams units that you're going to see about anywhere around. Both teams have good kickers, good punters, and are solid at limiting the return. So I think that could be a big key tonight as well.
Yeah, I think if a team were to break off a return, I think that'd be a big momentum change in the game, as it always is, and I think that would be a big key for Norwell to do. But this Norwell special teams hasn't always been a strength. Not always blessed to have a kicker that's only missed 1 extra point through 5 weeks. It's astounding.
It's pretty impressive.
It really is. So I mean, I would look for Norwell to, if they drive the field and get in field goal range, they're not obviously not afraid to use De Leon there.
Oh, not at all.
And we know he has range. We've heard he has range. I mean, he kicked the 34-yard,
35 is
35-yard. So.
And that was on grass, and that's worth noting, and that was in the wind, too. So, different setup. Tonight's a perfect setup for kickers. No wind to speak of. Yep. Really a pretty calm, tranquil night, pretty warm as well, and, of course, kicking off a turf as Norwell's played just the one game this season on grass. And that's totally different scenario than we would have been saying a couple years ago. So East Noble will receive to start the ball game. Norwell in their road whites with blue bottoms and navy lettering along with gold trim. East Noble in their home royal blue with gold letters, gold numbering, white socks, and a host of different guys back for East Noble. A couple of really solid returners in Nick Munson and Ethan Nichols. They're back to receive. Josh Scott is on to kick it off for Norwell. Remember, we are not having video tonight as East Noble has signed a contract with the IHSAA TV, so there's no opportunity to broadcast video to you tonight, so it's just like a radio. We're happy that you're along for the ride. A 77-degree evening here at Kendallville. So, the kickoff is away, and it's returned at the 10-yard line. That's Ethan Nichols, who has a head of steam. Through the middle of the line, breaks a couple of tackles. Tripped up inadvertently across the 35-yard line and runs right out to the 37 before he's finally brought down. A terrific return of 27 off the opening kickoff.
Great return, but an even better open field tackle there by Jace Cheney. He just might have saved a touchdown as there was really no Knights behind him. So the Norwell Knights, that is. We'll have to watch that as both have the same mascot, so good starting field position here for East Noble.
No doubt about it. They'll start from the 37-yard line right hash. The offense led by Dalton Stinson, a 5'10 junior at 170, completes 51% of his passes. He's thrown for almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns, but that goes along with 6 picks on the season. He has the snap out of the gun on the first play. It's a quick screen pass out left and a good block out there as well as he's across the 50 and across the 40 before he's tackled out of bounds at the 37. A huge gain off the line of scrimmage on the first play as East Noble moves the chains deep into Norwell territory.
Yeah, East Noble was in trips to the right there and motioned receiver over and threw a screen to him. And we've seen teams throw a screen before against Norwell, and they've covered it up pretty well. But I think they were just outnumbered there on the left side of the field.
Left hash at the Norwell 38, where East Noble has a first down. It's Justin Marcellus in the backfield who gets the call here on first down. Cuts it out right across the 35. Tripped up from behind by Bo Morgan, who grabs his number, yanks him to the ground at the 32. A pickup of 6 on first down. Call it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, I look for the Norwell defense to make some adjustments here as East Noble knows that inside the tackle box, Norwell's strength is right there in the teeth of their defenses.
Right.
New Haven had trouble last week trying to figure that out, so I think East Noble knows that now, and both plays so far have hit outside.
Remember, Marcellus was limited severely last week, only averaging 4 yards a carry on the season. There's a snap and a handoff right outside, trucking forward is Ethan Nichols, the receiver, who came out of the slot and got the snap on a little handoff, and East Noble moves the chains as they're down to the 27.
There's another play outside to the right, as I'd expect to see them go outside a lot. If they're not passing the ball, they're probably going to run it outside, and unless they need a yard or two, I wouldn't expect them to run up the middle a lot tonight.
Hopefully you are able to see the scoreboard on your screen tonight. That's about all we're going to be able to provide you, but we're happy that you're along with us on a gorgeous evening from Kendallville. East Noble is marching deep into Norwell territory. Norwell has not given up a first-quarter touchdown on defense all season long. In fact, the only score they've given up was a pick 6 on the 2 at Leo. Well, that was a design keeper there as Dalton Stinson is tackled in the backfield, a combination of Max Ringer and Brody Bolin knocking him down a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Ringer was blitzing inside there. That's a great job by him in recognizing that he was just going to keep the ball and knocked it down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a great tackle there by Ringer.
That's not something that East Noble is it's not something they do a lot. This is a quarterback in Dalton Stinson that is not a guy that runs it all that much, but he's back again in the gun on second down. They split 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Stinson has the snap, and he throws left and almost intercepted as over there Isaiah Breggy got a fingertip on it. Breggy does have an interception on the season and almost had his second one right there to force 3rd and long from the 28.
That was a similar route. I remember that Isaiah had an interception, his first interception on there that East Noble receiver ran, kind of just a out route, and as an outside linebacker, that's your duty in covering the flats, and he did exactly that.
East Noble runs a modified no-huddle offense. The receivers don't come in, but the line does. It's 3rd and 12 from the 28. The snap to Stinson. Stinson dumps it off, and he can't complete the pass. He was trying to get Ethan Nichols again out of the slot. Nichols is not his favorite receiver. Nick Munson is actually the guy to go to, and this is probably 4-down territory. You're not going to gain a whole lot by a punt. It's a deep field goal, and I think they're going to try one.
Yep, looks like field goal unit's going to come on.
Bo, they're bringing on Christian Sanchez, the senior, who has a couple of field goals on the season, has not missed a PAT either. And we were watching in warm-ups, and he looked pretty comfortable from 40-plus. So this one will be from 46 on the right hash. And the hold by the receiver, Damian Williams. And the snap from Nathaniel Summers, the senior, as well.
Play clock running down. It's at 2.
They get it off. The snap is good. The hold is good. It's a low-line driving kick, and it will sneak in a 46-yard bomb from Christian Sanchez, and East Noble's able to scratch 3 on the board first.
Wow, we talked to Derek pregame. Special teams be a big key to this game, and it shows right there. Great field goal kicker. They used him in a big spot we didn't expect a high school team to use him in. And 46-yard field goal, that's impressive.
Well, I thought there's no way they're going to bring on Sanchez to try it. And, that was good by several yards. I mean, that was going to be good from 50. So it wasn't like it just crept over the crossbar. That was a heck of a field goal. And when we get into a game where teams don't score very often, of course, that's the first field goal Norwell's allowed on them all season long. Again, that's just the 3rd score Norwell's given up on defense all year. That could play a huge factor as we come down the stretch in this one.
It's just, that's a good stop by the Norwell defense.
Hey, locked down inside, just outside
right.
the red zone.
Yeah, you got to give credit. That's got to be a win for the Norwell defense. You give up 2 big plays to start the game, and 2 chunk plays, and then hold them to a 3 now after that, and it's just, that's
we
talked by Norwell.
We talked about it, Bo. They were just 7 of 41 as Norwell giving up 3rd down on the season. Again, coming up with a big 3rd down stop. They got a sack on the first play on that particular series. Stinson went down in the backfield, and then back-to-back incomplete passes, and it forced a 46-yard field goal try. And in high school, you're usually feeling pretty good about your chances, but East Noble's able to knock one through off the big right foot of Christian Sanchez. And Norwell will get their first touch of the football game as Sanchez is there to kick off as well. They've got a terrific punter in Cole Schupbach, and we'll talk about him more as the evening wears on. Neither one of these teams has punted all that much through 5 weeks, averaging about 3 punts a game. And finally, we get the ready for play as Sanchez is back to kick it off. Luke Graft is back there alongside Aiden Kuntz. And Kuntz is going to get the chance from the 6-yard line on the left hash. He runs to the outside and cuts back to the middle where he's out to the 25. Not a bad return of about 20 yards. And Norwell will start with average field position.
This is when I like to see Norwell's offense against a good defense drive the field, and you really can set the tone for your offense for the game on the first drive. Even if you put a good drive together and don't end up putting points on the board, you know that you can march the field. So this is a big drive here for the Norwell offense.
So they officially mark it on the 26. Norwell will start on the right hash. Eli Riley is the leader of this offense. He is a dual-threat quarterback, 49% completion percentage, again, accounted for almost 300 yards on his own last week. Max Ringer gets the call on first down, and he barrels forward for a pickup of 7, a really nice moving forward run by Ringer on first down.
It's going to be huge for Norwell if they can have that run up the middle most of the game. If they have success like they did last week against New Haven, 6 or 7 yards with Ringer every time, it's going to open up the playbook tremendously.
So Ringer back in the backfield. Bo Morgan split to the left alongside Luke Graft. On the far side, Riley hands it off to Ringer on second down, and he is brought down immediately near the line of scrimmage. Might have been able to scratch out about half a yard, and back there to make the play was Cannon Carrico, the 6'3 junior, leading the Knights in tackles with 51, tackles for loss with 7, and sacks with 3. So he's the leader of that DN core.
I'd look for Norwell to run up the middle again, just try it again on 3rd and 2 here. They know they can scratch together at least maybe a couple yards here with Ringer. As I've preached all year, he falls forward on almost every run, so just that alone could get you a first down here on 3rd and short.
Ball just shy of the 34. Knights need a long 2. Riley's back to pass. He has Ringer. He fumbles the football, and East Noble's got him on the 25. Riley had Ringer. He didn't have a chance to get it to him early. He dropped the football. Pressure coming off the edge by Kanan Carrico, and East Noble is set up on the Norwell 26.
Well, it surprised me that they chose to pass there. 3rd and short. You haven't had a first down yet in the game, and it surprised me you chose to pass, but nevertheless, East Noble made a good play. Riley just looked like he was about to ready to pass, and just got hit. Ball came out, and time for the Norwell defense to step up big again and limit East Noble to another field goal.
Norwell in a pretty similar situation as they were last week. Norwell turned it over on its first drive, and in that situation, it was an interception. Norwell now, that's just their 4th turnover of the season through 5+ games and a little bit of a quarter. They're +9 now in the turnover margin. Another big storyline. Airing it out of Stinson toward the sideline. It's going to fall incomplete as he was looking for his favorite target, Nick Munson, near the 5-yard line. Of course, Munson wears number 5 as well, but it was out of bounds and had no chance to haul that one in, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's probably a good thing that he didn't have a chance to haul that in because Luke Graft was closing in quick. He had good coverage on the play, and I think that might have been intercepted if that was thrown in bounds.
Luke Amstutz is the leader of this East Noble squad, 73-23 in his 9th season here. After 4 years at Angola, going for the century mark, win number 100 tonight. So a big night for him as well. Stinson in the gun on 2nd down, sets in motion his tight end Brett Christensen and has the snap. He throws behind the line of scrimmage to Justin Marcellus, his running back, and pursuing him very nicely was a combination of Breggy and Rinkenberger, and so Norwell is able to hold him to no gain. 3rd and 10 on the 26. This is, again, right there at the fringe field goal range for East Noble.
Yeah, look for East Noble to take another shot here on 3rd and 10, knowing they have field goal pretty much in their back pocket, as we saw from the first. So, I mean, look for them to take a shot here, and if they don't, maybe a little dump down. I'd expect Norwell linebackers to pursue like they have all year, so big play here for Norwell defense.
4.5 minutes through this first quarter, 3-0 East Noble lead. It's a play-action play. Stinson can't find any money. Now he's going to scramble for it. Norwell couldn't contain him. He's sprinting to the 30, to the 20. Outside, reaches his arm out near the 15-yard line. I think he's got the first down. Norwell did not do a good job of containing him, and East Noble picks up 11 on the QB scramble from Stinson. Gets to the 15 to move the chains for a first down.
Derek, that's something we talked about in the pregame. He didn't have a rush attempt all year. There's his first rush attempt for a big first down for this East Noble offense. Tough for the Norwell defense as it looked like they had him contained, and DN kind of got sucked in there, and can't do that against a guy that can run like that.
You talk about Rinkenberger and Breggy being really solid. That time they kind of both bit on a drop step by Dalton Stinson. They all broke to the near side, and then Stinson sprinted to the outside, got to the edge, and was able to stretch forward for a first down. Stinson out of the gun, takes the snap, and he hands it off this time to Marcellus, who gets to the 10. A pickup of 5 on first down, so a pretty nice pickup as they're closer to the goal line. Norwell had a host of Knights making the stop, including Ringer and Dryban. 2nd and 5.
Tell you what, this is what makes a good defense, a great defense, if you can come up with a big stop here.
Yeah, it still stays a one-score game, and if you're able to give up the field goal.
Yep. That'd be a huge stop.
6:50 left in this opening quarter. East Noble up 3-0. A field goal from 46 yards on their opening drive, forced a fumble, and now are knocking on the door again. Marcellus gets the call on 2nd down, runs right, now cuts it back to the right hash. He's about a yard shy of that first down marker as he gets to the 7. And it'll bring up 3rd and pretty short. You'd wonder if this is 4-down territory. You basically have the 3 points in the bank probably, but you do wonder if East Noble wants more. So a pretty big 3rd down and 1. East Noble needs the 6 for a first down. And in there, that's Cole Schupbach who takes the snap. Hands it off to Marcellus. He gets into the end zone for an East Noble touchdown. He got through the right side. It was a little wildcat action as Cole Schupbach was the quarterback on that play, taking the snap. It threw Norwell off. Marcellus trots in. And an absolutely terrible start for Norwell, who was hoping to come up here and try to get its first win since 2006. East Noble already quickly on top, 9-0.
I think East Noble just kind of had Norwell outnumbered on the right side. They had more blockers than they had.
Yeah.
Than Norwell had defenders. Just good play calling there by East Noble to punch it into the end zone.
The solid right footer Christian Sanchez is back on. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 10-0 East Noble. 6:09 left in this first quarter as they convert the Norwell turnover into 7 points. They've done the most of making good of their opportunities so far. Norwell has dug themselves a hole on the road, and that's not an easy thing to get out of as they try to stay in contention in this Northeast State race.
Yeah, it might be a limited crowd, Derek, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't really feel like a limited crowd right now.
No. Norwell's brought a good crowd as well. As look down at the East Noble crowd, that's pretty good crowd.
Yeah.
That's
that's almost not socially distanced crowd.
Yeah,
it's just.
It almost feels like a normal Friday night. We know that it's not, but we are trending in that direction. Of course, basketball season just a couple months away as well with the opening of Indiana as a state. And no COVID restrictions per se other than the mask order. And we'll see how that plays out. But East Noble's jumped out to a 10-0 lead here. And Norwell's got a lot of work to do. This is not a highly explosive offense. We've been caught off guard before, though. We've said, hey, Norwell actually does have some firepower. We saw him put up 43 last week against New Haven. Had no trouble moving the football in the first half. Now, with that being said, they were able to force a really big turnover and set them up inside the 10, kind of like East Noble just did right there. So the turnovers could play a big factor. Norwell has been good at turning the ball over defensively all year. 13 takeaways through 5 games and 6 minutes here of the first quarter at East Noble. It's 10-0 East Noble Knights in Kendallville. The Battle of the Knights, Norwell going for their first win at East Noble since 2006 as Sanchez puts his right foot into it pretty deep back towards the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Yep.
Of course, you can't bring it out once it goes in high school, as Aiden Kuntz kind of bobbled it a little bit back there, and Norwell will start on the 20. So, we'll see how Norwell's second drive goes, but certainly a lot of room for improvement, Bo.
I mean, there is, but another thing is Norwell only really ran 3 plays. We saw them get success on their first play with a run up the middle as Ringer got 6 or 7 yards. And they were in at 3rd and short. That's a good spot for this Norwell offense normally. So,
well, frankly, even if you dislike the play call, and that's understandable, Norwell had Ringer out here, and he was going to have the first down. Riley just didn't get it to him fast enough.
Yeah.
Riley takes the snap out of the gun, rolls right, design keeper, and he is cut down in the backfield. That is 21 Nolan Rhodes, the 6-foot junior at safety, coming off the edge and making the tackle for a loss of 3.
It's a great play from 10 yards back from the safety to pursue Riley like that. We've seen him run that sweep multiple times, and normally they catch the defense outnumbered there. East Noble was not outnumbered on that side and made the plays. This is a big second down for the Norwell offense.
You got to get a chunk back. Second down, call it 13. Ball resting on the 17 and the right hash, and it's snapped over the head of Riley. He picks it up and tries to scramble out, and it is they've set, the officials stopped the clock and then put it down to 1. So apparently Riley was able to get out of the end zone. Oh, the back end of the football is sitting in the end zone. How about that? Well, the East Noble fans are going crazy out here, and now they move the football forward. It's 3rd and a mile, but it's amazing that East Noble doesn't have an extra 2 points on the board.
You can probably hear the East Noble fans.
Norwell's as fortunate as it gets right there. I mean, I don't know. It's a long way for us to see, but the back end of the football was sitting in the end zone. Riley needs to get the snap off, although it really doesn't matter at this point. It's delay a game. And that's just going to back him up. It doesn't back him up. So
you can't back him up.
It's 3rd and 29. Norwell needs to get to the third. Actually, it's 29 and 2 feet because Norwell's sitting on the 1 foot line right now with their heels in the end zone. And this is just disaster time.
This is tough for Norwell. I expected.
It's as bad of a start as you could have imagined for Norwell right now as these Norwell fans come alive underneath us. Riley's under center. And he's just going to try to sneak it out, and he gets 1. He gets out to the 2.
Well, that's a little more relief for a punt.
For himself, who will come on to punt.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I expect East Noble to bring the house here.
Yeah,
try to get this punt because even if they miss it, and they're able to stay off of Riley, they're going to set themselves up for good field position.
Right. Man.
This is just a tough spot for Norwell. So the best would be for Riley to get this ball away without it getting blocked and limit a return.
Man, what a start, Bo. Riley has been good at not allowing returns all season long. He averages 36 on his punts. Riley, no rugby style. This is a short punt. It falls at the 35. It's caught on a hop by Nick Munson, who returns it to the left, gets a block, and is finally tackled inside the 30 down to the Norwell 27-yard line in the middle of the field. And the field position game is just killing Norwell right now.
I mean, East Noble, other than the opening kickoff, and even in the opening kickoff, they started at the 35 from a good return. It's just they've been in Norwell territory the last 2 times here, starting with the football, and that's tough for the Norwell defense. And
yeah, you can only do so much when you start on the 25. I mean, that's a pretty tough position for a defense to be in, and it's one Norwell has found themselves in for a second consecutive drive. Now, you also got to remember, Norwell's defense has been on the field basically the entire game.
Yeah.
So 3:44 left in this opening frame, and East Noble's already on top 10-0 and threatening again. A snap back and a handoff left, again out of the slot. They've used Ethan Nichols a couple of times to run left. This is not something that East Noble has done a lot, so opening the playbook a little bit, he gets 3 on first down to bring up 2nd and 7.
Norwell really needs, I mean, I've been saying it a lot, but this is huge for a stop here. Is you hold them to a field goal, you're only down 2 possessions rather than 3, and 2 possessions is a lot easier to come back than 3.
2nd down, 7. He sends the tight end Christensen in motion, then comes to rest before the snap. Marcellus bounces off a tackler, cuts it back to the middle, picks up 3, and gets down to the 21, where it'll be 3rd down and 4. That's a decent run there by Marcellus, who just kind of popped off of a would-be tackler and then bursted forward in the middle and fell forward for 3. So the ball is in the middle of the field on the 21. East Noble is about to enter the red zone again, already with a 10-point lead in a game that was expected to be as close as they come here in Northeast Indiana tonight. One of the better games expected. Both teams are obviously with just 1 loss and very much still in the Northeast State race. Snap back to Stinson rather. Hand off to Marcellus, nowhere near a first down as he is shoved back by Blake Hafley. East Noble fans want a late hit, as he was finished off at the 20-yard line. Marcellus limited to just a yard. It brings up 4th down and about 3, and you got to imagine East Noble's going to go for it, I think, as, you know, they've already got a 2-score lead here. And you might be able to hear kick it over the crowd mic.
Some fans yelling kick it. That's served us well all year. That's a good investment by UD.
That's real nice. 4th and 3. Norwell jumped.
And I guarantee that was East Noble's plan the whole time.
Yeah, they may have run it down and call a timeout.
I don't even think they were going to run a play, honestly.
Well, that is – well, we've talked about the discipline in the past of this Norwell club. Penalties have killed them over a couple of really important weeks. Now, they cleaned it up big time last week. Didn't really run into any trouble like that. But that's just a simple encroachment. You've got to be better – a better brain than that. I mean, there's no other way to put it. As you've got 4th and 3 facing the nose of the football, that's what they're going to try to do. They've got a terrific kicker, basically 3 points in the bank, and so, that's the way it goes. That's Marcellus. Boy, he has got a burst of speed after that second step, and he gets forward to the 10-yard line and picks up 5 on first down.
Yeah, and more times than not, he's picking up 3 to 5 yards on every rush. They've been getting nice blocks up front, and right now, as I talked about last week, is Norwell's key was winning the line of scrimmage. That's what they need to focus on right now.
East Noble moving left to right on your computer screen, TV, phone, whatever. It's 2020. Marcellus gets the ball on 2nd down on a sweep, and he gets a couple as he turns the corner to the left out to near the 7-yard line, chased down by Eli Riley. And so it'll bring up 3rd down and pretty short here for East Noble.
I'd expect East Noble to maybe go for it again here on 4th down if Norwell is able to stop them on 3rd.
Well, they do have to run another play. We're at 30 seconds on the game clock, 16 on the play clock. That's Schutbach on a direct snap again, who runs right, and Morgan makes the tackle from behind, not before Schutbach's able to get a first down. So they use the Wildcat again, and Schutbach is able to get the first down. Boy, there's a lot of different things going on in this East Noble offense tonight. And the Knights have moved the ball now, 1st and goal inside the 4.
Yeah, East Noble's had a really good game plan on offense, and they're executing it really well against this Norwell defense so far.
Schutbach has the snap, takes it himself, runs right, touchdown. Lowered his shoulder into Eli Riley as he went into the end zone. They got the play off right before the end of the quarter, and East Noble has a commanding 16-0 lead as an East Noble Knight is down near the goal line, slow to get up.
That's big for East Noble. That's the biggest lineman.
I think that's Chris Hood, the right tackle, 6'7", 320. And he is actually going to stay on the field, I think, for this PAT, which is kind of amazing.
Yeah, he's limping to his position.
Well,
it's something to watch for the rest of the game.
We don't have any time left in this first quarter, so 0's on the clock. East Noble is kicking a PAT to try to give themselves a 17-point lead heading into the second quarter. Sanchez, as sure-footed as they come in high school. 17-0 East Noble after 1 quarter of play. Let's take a quick break and talk about it when we come back. East Noble on top by 17 after 1 on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton has a great selection of beautiful jewelry for the fall season. We have awesome engagement rings and bridal sets with a variety of centerstone shapes and gold color. We also have wedding bands in gold, tungsten, and even carbon fiber.
Who doesn't like a little bling? Diamond or gemstone stackable rings are just adorable. Petite little rings with a ton of style. We also have bar necklaces with stones or plain, and great stud-style earrings that have bezel-style settings.
There is nothing quite like the feel of gold. Yellow, rose, or white. Classic styles of earrings, hoops, buttons, and fancy shapes. We also have a great selection of sterling silver and, of course, our Steel-X jewelry.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory.
Back here at East Noble, the East Noble Knights on top 17-0 here after 1 quarter of play, and they're kicking off after punching it in again. To be quite frank with you, East Noble's had tremendous field position. They've started both of their last 2 drives inside the Norwell 30, and so that's a tough spot to put a defense in. At this point, Norwell is trying to look to get some ground. They've had about everything go wrong. They fumbled on their first drive. On the second drive, a snap went over Riley's head. He was able to escape the safety, but they were punting from their own end zone, and East Noble got it again inside the Norwell 30 and is able to punch it in after a few plays off of the run by Cole Schutbach, the starting linebacker. Christian Sanchez puts his right foot into it. Back to the 5 goes Aiden Kuntz, where he returns it to the right side, gets a block. Kuntz bounces off a tackler, tries to reverse field, gets back to the middle, and cuts forward out to the 24-yard line. And that's where Norwell will start its 3rd drive. That's about where Norwell started its 1st and 2nd drive. So the field position has really been the story of the game so far between these 2 teams. Again, that was the first play of the 2nd quarter. Hopefully you can see the scoreboard on the screen there, as we are not allowed to have video tonight due to IHSAA restrictions. Norwell starting on the 24-yard line. And Riley's looking for any way to get some yards here. Norwell hasn't got a first down yet. Max Ringer in the backfield with Riley. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. The handoff to Ringer, and he's got a head of steam and bowling forward for a pickup of 6 on first down. Ringer has had himself a decent night so far on a couple of runs, but Norwell just hasn't been able to get anything going at this point. But Ringer's looked good so far, where it brings up 2nd down and 4 on the 30-yard line. Derek Decker, Christian Bohetta, happy to join you here from Kendallville on a 75-degree late September night East Noble has taken off on a rocket ship, 17-0 here through 1 quarter of play. Riley takes the snap, throws left to Graft. It's a little high, but he hauls in the football and crosses the 35 down to the 39. And that's where Norwell will move the chains for the first time tonight.
Good play for Norwell there on second down. Like you said, first down of the night for Norwell. Hopefully that's good. Gets them rolling here on offense.
So Norwell picks up 8 on 2nd and 4. And they have a fresh set of downs for the first time tonight, as Eli Riley will line up this time under center with Ringer in the backfield. He sets Bragi in motion, and he hands it to Ringer. Ringer tries to run up the left hash, and actually, that's a play that didn't look like it was going to get hardly anything, and he got 3.5. So that kind of proves the worth of Ringer and the way he runs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying back on that first third down on Norwell's first drive. Is I expected him to hand it to Ringer because, even if nothing's there, he's gonna get 3 or 4. So,
second down, long 6. Norwell has the ball on their own 41.5-yard line as Ringer lines up under center again, and it's more dose of Ringer. Max getting forward for 3 out to the 45. So Norwell's been pretty content to go to Ringer in what has been a sure option so far, as it's 3rd and 3, but you get another one of those runs, you're going to have a first down.
Exactly. I've preached all year, 3 or 4 yards on each run, you're going to consistently pick up first downs and keep a drive rolling. Norwell's doing a good job right now.
Sorry, Bo, just inside of 10 minutes left in this first half, and East Noble on top 17-0. Riley has the snap from the gun, throws out wide to Luke Graft, who makes the grab across the 50-yard line. Oh, and now he calls it incomplete. Well, that's interesting because he marked it, and the back judge is the one that's calling it. So the side judge pointing to the back judge and the officials getting together to make the correct call. And now you wonder if Norwell's going to go for it. It's 4th and 3. Back's already against the wall. They're going to bring on the punt team.
And that's yet another pass on 3rd and short.
That should have been caught.
Yeah, and I agree there. And like you said, on the first pass, Ringer was open, and Riley couldn't get it to him. So It's not necessarily play calling there, but another big 3rd down that Norwell couldn't convert.
Well, to be fair, we talked about Norwell's defensive effort. They've only converted 38% offensively themselves, so they haven't been great on the offensive side of the football on 3rd down. Riley back to punt, and we've got a whistle and apparently another delay game. So that's just not an awareness of the clock at this point, and that's just a mistake that cannot be allowed to be made. That's just something you can't have.
That's
the second time.
Yeah, that's transition.
And they're both on your
taking too long to transition there. The punt team's taking too long to get out, and the offense is taking too long to get off the field. And
Riley, that's not a great snap. He's running right. He's not gonna go for it. It's a low line driving kick as it normally is. This one doesn't have a great bounce, and it falls to rest at the East Noble 32-yard line on the left hash. Bo, we've seen some regression by this Norwell team.
Yeah.
And you wonder, and nobody really wants to say it, but you have to wonder if the moment is too big for these guys that really haven't played in a meaningful game outside of the postseason to this point.
Yeah, I think Norwell's always struggled with traveling up here to Kendallville, and
they haven't won since 2006. So
yeah,
I'd say that's
it's a tough place to play, but I expected Norwell to come out with a little more fire than they have, and it's kind of disappointing. They've made some mistakes. They've definitely just shot themselves in the foot, and right now they're beating themselves essentially right now.
Well, they were depleted early after the defense gave up a bunch of yards on the first drive, and then the fumble really killed them. Oh, that's a fumble, as it's a bad snap, and jumping on top of it, Dalton Stinson way in the backfield. So now both teams have had a bad snap. That was the center, Nathan Richards, the 6'2", 225 junior. And that one goes back to the 21-yard line. So East Noble loses 11 to bring up 2nd and a mile.
Now this is huge. Norwell cannot give up big yardage on this 2nd down play. They need to make 3rd down even harder for East Noble. As we know, Norwell is very good on defending the 3rd down.
2nd down, call it 21. Stinson has the snap, rolls right, throws back across his body in the middle of the field, and apparently a catch has been made by Brett Christian, who has it across the 25 to the 27 on the right hash, still playing behind the sticks on 3rd and long.
That's okay by the Norwell defense to give up there, as it's still third and long for East Noble, and this is a huge stop for Norwell. I keep saying that, I keep preaching it, but it's going to get more critical as the game goes on.
So Norwell fans trying to make a little bit of noise on the far side. Of course, we are in the East Noble press box and really comfy setting here at East Noble. They're letting the clock run down. I think they're going to take a timeout. 2 to snap it. And there's the timeout. Coach Luke Amstutz will call it. And so the East Noble Knights will use a timeout. While they do, let's take a quick break and return. It's Norwell Football on WellsCountyBoys.com.
Austin State Bank takes great pride in supporting our local football programs. We are the only community bank headquartered in Wells County. We've had the same name and downtown location for over 108 years. Austin State Bank has given in excess of $1 million of contributions back to the community. We are locally owned and operated by many of your friends and neighbors. Stop in soon to see what makes Austin State Bank special. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Back here in Kendallville, East Noble on top 17-0. And while the conference has been competitive, Norwell has not played in a close game yet. I know 17-0 you might think was, oh, that's pretty close. They were down 10-0 at halftime in that game, but that game was firmly in control by Leo from the outset. So the Lions controlled the pace in that one and pretty much controlled everything from the opening snap. Norwell did not get across the 30-yard line into Leo territory in that game. East Noble had the same problem on the road there in Leo Cedarville last week, but they have looked much better against a similarly stout defense in Norwell. East Noble's had all kinds of success, but now they've got 3rd down 15 on their own 27-yard line. They need to get all the way out to the 42 to move the sticks. And Norwell trying to force what would be a very important first punt of the game. Stinson the snap. Stinson airs it out down the middle of the field, and it is pulled down by both. Who's it going to be? And it's an interception. John Colbert comes down with the pick inside the East Noble 35 as that ball was just a little bit underthrown, and Norwell forces its first turnover of the contest.
That's huge. Get momentum swinging a little bit the other way as East Noble's had all the momentum this game. It's great play by Colbert there as he just wanted the ball more. They were both fighting for it for at least 5 seconds, and the ref signaled interception. Colbert came up with it, and it's just great play there by Colbert.
Stinson going for his favorite target in Nick Munson, who has 24 grabs on the season coming into tonight. And John Colbert is able to notch his first interception as a varsity player. Norwell gets it on their own 34-yard line. This is already their best field position of the night so far here on their 4th drive. And it's certainly nothing to write home about, but it's better than what they have been. They've been inside the 25 in their first 3. Riley has the snap from the gun on first down, rolls to his left. It's a design keeper, and he picks up 1 out to the 35, but just not a ton of room there. Trying to stretch out that East Noble defense, couldn't quite turn the corner.
Yeah, they were in that play similar in first or second drive they had, and it didn't get a yard success. I think they got pushed back 4 yards actually from it. Tried it again. Got a yard there. And see what they do here on second down. I expect them maybe a run with Ringer here.
7.5 left here in this second quarter. East Noble leading Norwell 17-0 here in week 6. Norwell 4-1. East Noble is 3-2. Both teams have just 1 loss in the conference. Ringer gets the second down call and bursts forward out to the 42-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 2, a gain of 7 on second down.
They did what I expected, run it with Ringer there. That's just
a former player wouldn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, not at all. And just 3rd and short. They've passed both times. It's been 3rd and short here. I'm excited to see what play calling is going to change, as they haven't had success with the passing play. So maybe another run with Ringer, as he got 6 yards there.
You can hear this rather rowdy East Noble crowd. 3rd down and 2. Riley almost got East Noble to jump, and Ringer is pushed back in the middle of the field. East Noble able to stop Norwell and stuff them, and they're actually going to give them a pretty generous yard. It brings up 4th and 1, and you got to wonder, at one point, does Norwell start saying, we got to go for this thing? And they're not going to yet.
Nope, looks like the punt team is going to come on. I think they're feeling the same thing I'm feeling, is East Noble's had too good a field position to give them any more opportunities. Yeah. Rather make them drive the field than just
Well,
get
you've
to 'em
seen
in
what
their
they've
own
done
territory, so.
twice rather, that they've gotten the football. They've converted into touchdowns. Riley, and it's blocked. Riley rolled to his right. The football comes down at the 40-yard line. Well, Norwell gets it, but who cares? Well, hold on, actually. Let's see here. If Norwell gets it, if Norwell's able to recover, now the white hat is coming in. Our white hat tonight, it's Eric Harmon. And East Noble saying that they were able to jump on top of it. The ball came to rest near the 40-yard line, so Norwell's actually going to lose 3 yards no matter what. So it's a backwards punt as the kick was blocked. And now the officials are coming and talking about it. And I guess it's East Noble ball. So the discussion was whether possession was able to be controlled by East Noble, and then if Norwell jumped on it, then it would have been a change of possession. It would have been 1st and 10 from the Norwell 39. Instead, East Noble is able to fall on top of it, I guess. We don't know who actually came up with the football. Yeah. In any case, once again, so going for it would have been a better option because East Noble is able to get the punt block. Obviously, you don't know that before the punt gets blocked. But East Noble with just, as good a field position as you're going to get, again, moving from right to left here, about halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, Norwell's defense has had their backs against the wall multiple times. Let's see if they have success here.
Stinson in the gun, hands it off left. Oh, bouncing off a tackler is Ethan Nichols and tried to escape the grasp of a couple nights, but 4 of them finished him off as in there on the tackle first was Max Ringer.
Yeah, actually good that Rinkenberger, or I think it was Breggy maybe he bounced off of.
Yep.
I think it was good that he bounced off that first tackle because he ended up actually losing yards, so that was better for Norwell. But
well, ball's on the 41, but time is ticking away in this first half. Remember, Norwell will get the ball to start the third quarter. This has been actually a fairly quick first half when you really think about it and put it in perspective with all that's happened. Handoff left, hurdling a would-be tackler in Riley, but Riley is able to get underneath the right leg of Justin Marcellus, knock him to the turf at the 40, and so it's 3rd down and about 10.
You might need to check me on this, but I think there might be an IHSA rule where you're not allowed to hurdle a defender. I know they were trying to limit that to limit injuries. And
almost, other than maybe an onside kick, probably the most dangerous play in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure on that, but I think from my playing days a couple years ago, I think it's claims true. But
that's why we do baseball. 3rd down and 10. Oh, Stinson has trouble with the snap, but corrals it. He's got to escape some pressure. A couple Knights are chasing him. He's chasing Christensen, a blind side block, as that's the penalty.
And he stares him down.
As it comes out of bounds, and the East Noble fans, including Luke Amstutz, can't believe it. But that is the definition of a blind side block, and Norwell, I would assume, will decline the penalty here.
And that is definitely a rule in IHSAA.
Oh, yeah. We've
illegal
seen that
blindside block.
We've called that one a couple times this year.
Yeah. I don't need checked on that one. I know that is definitely it.
So it'll be interesting to see what Norwell does here. It's 4th and 12, and I don't know. I would assume East Noble would punt here and try to pin Norwell inside the 10. Okay, so they're going to decline the penalty.
So it's going to be.
I still think East Noble's going to punt here.
Yeah, they're punting. It's going to come on.
Yeah. Good decision, I think, by
Well,
Coach
nevertheless,
Sherber.
huge stop there for the Norwell defense as they have time on the clock. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, plenty of time. You got all 3 timeouts.
They can get their offense rolling. Even to punch in a field goal here and make it a 2-possession game would be huge for Norwell. As you get the ball, as you mentioned, Norwell gets the ball after halftime. This would be huge for Norwell.
That's a good point, Bo. The clock shouldn't be running as the ball carrier was knocked out of bounds. That's just a forgetful thing that happens sometimes. The punter is a record holder here at East Noble, Cole Schutbach, as he gets this one off, and it bounces high inside the 10. Norwell gets away, and it stops at the 7-yard line. So a very, very nice punt of 35 yards by Cole Schutbach. It's actually going to hurt his average. He averages 41. He holds the single-season punting average record here at East Noble with 42-yard average last season. So Schutbach has had all kinds of success on that front. And he pins Norwell back at the 7, and it's been a field position game so far tonight. And Norwell finds themselves on the left hash starting at their own 7 with 4 minutes even left here in this first half.
Yeah, as I talked, 4 minutes left for Norwell offense to march, but if they don't get anything rolling, there would be time left for East Noble to march as well. So Norwell needs to watch that. And they really, really desperately need to get something rolling here on offense.
Riley under center. He's going to look to pass. He throws left, and it's caught out here by Bo Morgan. I take it back. It's Luke Graft
Yep.
on the far sideline. He moves the chains as he comes down inbounds untouched near the 18-yard line. A pickup of 11 on first down. The Knights move the chains.
It's a big play. I think that's the first time we've seen him open up passing on first down, switch it up a little bit.
So they actually mark it back on the 17, so it was a gain of 10. And, again, Riley has spent most of the first half under center. Hasn't been there exclusively, but he looks to pass again. Riley rolling right, now tucks it and runs, and is knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Really a pretty good first down gain of 5. And so Riley makes something out of nothing there on first down.
Nice decision there by Riley. He had nobody on the right side of the field. Out of bounds, too, stops the clock.
Riley averaging 55 yards a game with his feet. Had a 63-yard run in that first quarter last week to put Norwell up 14-0 on New Haven at the time. Brings up second down and 5 with the clock stopped at 3:38 here in this first half. The only thing Norwell wants to make sure they don't do is give East Noble another chance to score. That's the worst-case scenario. Riley back to pass on play action. Throws over the middle to Jace Cheney, where it's caught in the middle of the field, out to the 35-yard line. Norwell picks up 12 and moves the chains again. And this is already Norwell's longest and most organized, sustained drive so far to this point.
Little play action there by Norwell. I like it. They've been running with Ringer multiple times. Kind of caught the East Noble linebackers bite on the run and threw it right over their heads to Jace Cheney for a nice first down.
17-point East Noble lead. And Norwell is trying to piece together a drive here to get some points on the board before the end of the first half. And there's motion, and Norwell is going to get called for a false start here.
And that's a drive killer.
That's one that kills momentum. The good news is it comes on 1st and 10, but you're absolutely right, Bo. It's just that is something where you are in a groove offensively. Norwell's been moving the ball here in the last couple of plays, and then they back themselves up there on the false start as Miles Babcock exits.
Now, last week, Norwell's offense didn't let any penalties they committed, the very few they committed, really affect their success.
Right.
That needs to happen on this drive as well.
So 1st and 15. Riley looking to the sideline, making sure everybody's got the right play. Jace Cheney now goes out a little bit farther wide. He cuts across the middle of the field. Riley is outside of the tackle box, throws downfield to Bo Morgan where it's caught inside the 45. Eli Riley, a nice patient throw as Bo Morgan comes down with his first grab of the night, taken down by the safety Aiden Jones. Norwell has encroached into East Noble territory for the first time tonight, I should say. 23 yards on the pitch and catch down to the East Noble 41.
That play call was all on Riley as he audibled. He realized the East Noble defense was all pressed up on him, expecting maybe a run, and just Eli, this great decision and great job by Bo Morgan not giving up on the play.
Got out of bounds, so the clock stopped at 2:42. Plenty of time left. Now you're on the East Noble side of the field, and the time is much less of a factor. Breggy in motion before the snap. Play action again. Riley floats it out left downfield to Luke Graft, where it's hauled in inside the 25. Norwell is marching into East Noble territory and finally moving the football for the first time tonight, and it's more often than not come through the air. And the success has been good through the air for Eli Riley on this drive.
Yeah, that was the prettiest ball I've seen Eli throw all year. Luke Graft hadn't even broke out of his route yet, and the ball was there as soon as he turned around. It was just great ball by Eli Riley. Norwell needs to keep this drive rolling here.
So they pick up 17 to move the chains again. 1st and 10 on the 24. Again, Breggy in motion. This time Ringer gets the call, and that's exactly what the passing game will do, is open up the run game, who powers forward down to the 16, a gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, it's exciting to see Norwell. They didn't let that false start affect them. They just went right back into the groove they got in, and like you said, that really opens up the running game. It gets the linebackers on their heels. They're not really sure what to expect, and Ringer powers forward there for 8 yards.
Norwell started this drive on their own 7-yard line with 4 minutes left. They've advanced all the way down to the East Noble 16 in just 2 minutes. Ringer gets the call on second down. Twists and turns near the 14, which should be enough for a first down.
Yep.
And that's what the white hat Eric Harmon gives the signal. Norwell gives themselves a fresh set of downs. The An umpire will put it down between the 13 and the 14. And so Norwell, again, has their best scoring opportunity. Now you're this close and you feel like you probably need to get into the end zone.
Yeah, that's the point I was just about to make. Is I mentioned a field goal earlier, but a touchdown would put this game into what Norwell would feel like a better position for themselves here.
Inside 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Riley the snap, throws across the middle. Touchdown! Norwell is able to get on the board as the Knights drive, and a big-time drive as Eli Riley fires a bullet across the middle of the field to Jace Chaney, who has his first touchdown grab of the season. A terrific grab, and Jace Chaney was used a ton on this drive.
Yeah, that's huge for Jace. I mean, it's a big confident booster for him as Riley was looking to the right, looked back left. Jace screamed across the field. Had a defender on his back.
That's the best drive I've ever seen Jace Chaney have. Austin DeLeon is on to try the PAT. This one is boomed through, and he makes it 17-7. Folks, that is a 2.5-minute, 93-yard drive by a Norwell offense that has spat and sputtered all night long, and they're able finally to get inside and score here with 1:37 to go in this first half. DeLeon is perfect on the PAT. And so East Noble is going to have an opportunity to try to drive here. Norwell wasn't able to quite take up the rest of the time in the first half, but nonetheless able to get into the end zone for the first time. Hopefully will break the seal off this Norwell offense.
Yeah, I don't want to look past that drive, but I know that was a huge drive. What's going to be even bigger is the defensive stop against East Noble as Norwell gets the ball after half, and I think East Noble, I believe, has 2 timeouts. So
they do.
And being a passing offense.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time with 1:37 left. And
yeah, and even a field goal would be important here.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It'd make it a 3-possession game, and it would totally alter the game. But if better believe Norwell going to the locker room with a 17-7 deficit, it could have been a lot worse to this point with the way they started. They've limited the mistakes so far as kickoff team comes out.
One thing we haven't noticed is DeLeon try an onside kick. Of course, Norwell has not had a real need to do that at any point, and I would not anticipate it here, although I mean, an interesting mind can wander on that.
Well,
it's
one thing to notice that East Noble only has 4 guys up front, and most teams have 5.
Oh, so I take that back. I forget, it's Josh Scott actually kicking off, but nevertheless, still haven't tried a onside kick.
I don't think it's out of the rim, but
Now, Norwell does not have it overloaded to the left side, which is where that most likely Scott would try to kick it. And this one is booted away. Back to the 10 where it can be returned. This is another return. Oh, tripped up and losing his footing, tripping over the 23-yard line was the returner, Ethan Nichols, who has had all the returns for East Noble so far tonight. He gets out to the 24, but a less than stellar return that time with just 14 yards. And East Noble is going to try to drive the field in the final 92 seconds of this first half.
Yeah, this is time for the Norwell secondary to step up again, as we saw Colbert make a big play with that interception, kind of got Norwell rolling, and this is huge for the Norwell secondary, as you better believe they're going to be tested here with only 1.5 minutes left before halftime.
Well, recall that Dalton Stinson has thrown 6 interceptions this year, and
7.
There wouldn't be a better time. Well, that's right, with the one in the first half.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a better time for another turnover. It's a screen pass out here to his favorite target, Nick Munson, who turns the corner upfield to the left. Norwell can't get him down. Finally stopped out of bounds near the 33. Should be just shy of a first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 1, but a nice catch and run and out of bounds is Nick Munson on first down.
That's huge for him to get out of bounds as the clock stops. And it's just shy of a first down. It looks like they marked him.
Just shy. I mean, he was
close.
He's a foot short. It's 2nd down and very short for East Noble, and that's not really the important part. Time is much more of the essence here. He hands it off to Marcellus to get the first down, breaks out to the left and gets shoved out of bounds near the 39 as John Colbert is in on the tackle for Norwell. But Marcellus gets 5 on 2nd and short and moves East Noble down to the 40. 1:19 left in this first half. And the East Noble Knights are driving. And remember, compared to other high school teams, they do not need as many yards to get into scoring range.
Yeah, I would expect East Noble to take a shot here on first and 10. I would expect them to take a shot.
Sanchez booted through a 46-yarder on the first drive of the night. Stinson in the backfield. Stinson the snap, out of the gun. Stinson rolls right, on his feet, throws to the middle of the field, but it's incomplete. It was thrown low and a pretty safe throwaway. Brett Christian, the intended receiver, the tight end, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Smart decision there by Stinson as 4 guys were covering up the tight end. Norwell dropped essentially everybody back in coverage besides the 3 down linemen. And
1:16 left in this first half. You can see it on your screen. East Noble leading 17-7. No video tonight due to IHSCA rules, but we're happy to bring you modified radio coverage tonight.
The sack would be huge right now for the Norwell defense.
Stinson claps, has the snap. Again to the right. Throws over Bolin, thrown into traffic, and it's intercepted by Norwell. Isaiah Bragi comes up with it and returns it to the 40-yard line as Isaiah Bragi is able to come up with his 2nd interception of the season, and Norwell's in business again with 68 seconds left in this first half.
I said a sack would come up big for the Norwell defense, and interception comes up even bigger. Norwell's definitely in scoring position here with, at the 40-yard line, you still have 2 timeouts, correct?
All 3.
All 3. Yeah, that's right. Haven't used one yet.
Well, that is as good as Norwell could have hoped for on that particular possession. And really not a great decision. Dalton Stinson threw in a double coverage there, and Norwell had the receiver covered pretty well, and Bragy's able to take it away for an interception. 1st and 10 on the 40, and that's not a timeout you want to burn. And Norwell does it anyway, as they did not have its personnel in the correct spots. So that brings them down to 2 timeouts apiece. Norwell is trailing by 10. Let's take a quick break and return after these words on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located. Across the street from Bummy's, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front-end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Terry Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Kerry Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
Stick around for the Ossian State Bank halftime show coming up in 1 minute and 8 seconds. Norwell, though, is driving a huge table turn as the Knights are able to get a big pick. There's a trash bag on the field. I think that's Ryan Thornton out there.
Yeah, I think we got referees a little replenishing of water.
Well, the trash bag, I suppose, because of the
disposable
double touch.
cups.
Right.
Yep. Can't have bottles because of the COVID situation. So, nevertheless, big drive here for Norwell.
All right, 1st and 10 on the 40 after the interception by Bragi. And short return. Bragi in motion. Riley out of the gun, takes the snap on 1st down, has all kinds of time, stands in the pocket, throws across the middle, and it's caught by Jace Cheney. Who else? He's had the best night of anybody on the Norwell offense. Jace had 1 catch on the season coming into tonight. He's caught on a slant as Norwell picks up 11 to move the chains.
Yeah, I told you that touchdown that Jace caught was huge for his confidence, and it's shown right now as that was the most sure-handed catch I've seen from a receiver all season for Norwell.
Inside of 50 seconds, clock on the move. Ringer gets the carry on a bit of a surprise call. Norwell's going to have to use a timeout here as they go down to the 25-yard line. And the clock does stop after a timeout. 39 seconds left in this first half. Ringer picks up 5 on 1st down. And they're down to the 25. This is fringe field goal range. We talked about De Leon's range coming into tonight, and we've talked about it all season long as 35, but that was into the wind on grass at Belmont.
Yeah. And he had that with 10 yards to spare as well.
He had plenty of
light. Get it over the uprights. So
De Leon is 22 for 23 on extra points this year. Just the 1 miss coming last week on a low-line drive against New Haven, and what cost them absolutely nothing, except a running clock earlier in the 3rd quarter. But in hindsight, that's if you're whining about that problem, you had a good night.
That's right. And we talked during the last time out as points are huge here for Norwell. Points are very big. As we've said earlier that Norwell will get the ball to start the second half, and with the way their offense is rolling now, that's huge.
They were trailing by 17. If all goes right here and they're at least able to get some points, and then they come out and score on that first drive of the third quarter, they could tie the game after 3 straight possessions to end the first half and begin the third quarter. 39 seconds left. Derek Decker, Christian Bohetta on the call. Radio style on the 25 as Riley has the snap. He's going for it all towards the end zone. Luke Graft. It's out of the reach of both of them. Well defended down there by the corner, Damian Williams. And so it brings up 3rd down and 5. Bo, what are you looking for from the Norwell offense here?
I'd look for a quick slant to Jace.
That's been plenty of successful.
Correct, and maybe if they don't run the slant, maybe they catch the linebackers lacking and run that quarterback draw that we've seen them run, as Riley scored on that last week against New Haven.
All right, East Noble fans trying to make some noise below us here. Riley, the snap out of the gun on 3rd and 5. Rolls to his right. Now switches back, reverses field. He's going to have some room. Now floats it down the sideline to Miles Babcock, where it's caught inside the 5 and out of bounds. Miles Babcock has his 2nd catch of the season, his first for positive yards. It is a story of underdogs tonight. The seniors, Jace Cheney and Miles Babcock, coming up huge. 1st and goal on the 5.
That's a big play, and that's all Eli Riley right there as he's looking to the right, sees nobody, escapes 2 East Noble defenders, looks to the left. I thought maybe he would scramble there to pick up the 1st down. Nevertheless, picks up Miles Babcock for 1st and goal.
Knights on the 5 in the I formation. Riley under center. Ringer the back. He hands it off. Oh, it's play action. Ringer keeps it, or Riley keeps it. He is drugged down by the shoulder pad, and the clock stops, so I don't think Norwell has to use their final timeout here. He is out of bounds.
I saw head coach Josh Gerber signaling to use the timeout.
He was down there, but he was drug out of bounds. So there you go. 2nd and 5, just under 17 seconds left. Norwell still has their final timeout in the bag. So that's big, as that would have been.
That is huge.
You know, that would have been tough for Norwell to lose their last timeout and not be out of bounds. So 2nd and goal on the 5. Jace Cheney and Miles Babcock have been the storied receivers of this first half. Norwell knocking on the door to try to get this thing to 1 score.
Jace Cheney on the left side, one-on-one, expect a slant.
Riley the snap, rolling right. Riley throws to the end zone. Touchdown! Norwell gets into the end zone for the 2nd time in 3 minutes. Luke Graff, the touchdown grab, and the Knights have cut it to 4.
Great route by Luke Graff. We call that a whip. He kind of faked the slant inside, broke back outside, beat his receiver out to the pylon, and caught it for a touchdown.
How about that drive by Norwell? The big interception after a 93-yard, 2.5-minute drive just moments ago. East Noble is picked off, and Norwell converts it into points just like East Noble did. And so this has been a tale of turnovers in this first half, as De Leon's PAT is good. It is all of a sudden 17-14 with 12 seconds left in this first half. How about that turn?
Yeah, it's just great. And what better we expect? The Norwell defense coming up big, making plays so the offense can turn it around. That's exactly what they did. 2 big interceptions. Norwell offense gets it rolling, turns this into a ball game. 17-14. Don't forget, Norwell gets the ball after these 11 seconds run off the clock.
So we were talking about, with 4 minutes left in this first half, East Noble decided to punt from the 41-yard line. They pinned Norwell back to the 7. And we're thinking, well, if you can get together a good drive here to end this first half and at least get some points, you're thinking even 3 is a good thing because it gets you back within 2 scores. Norwell is able to drive for a touchdown with inside of a minute and a half left. They're able to get a stop after the pick. After a couple plays, East Noble got a first down, then threw the interception. It set up Norwell at the 40, and then they march into the end zone on a well-timed drive. I mean, that was just as well executed as they come, and Jace Cheney and Miles Babcock are the heroes on that drive. You can't write the script for this stuff.
No, that's incredible, especially in such a big game like this. I mean, it's maybe East Noble's not honing in on those guys because they haven't seen them perform all year, and hey, Norwell's taking advantage of that right now.
And remember, Norwell gets the ball to start the third quarter. So this has been a roller coaster of a first half. East Noble busted out to a 17-0 first quarter lead after a Norwell turnover. And now Norwell has stormed back and made it a 3-point ball game, basically heading into the half here, assuming nothing crazy happens. Although we've seen some pretty unpredictable things happen. That's a pooch kick to the right side back towards the 30. It's fielded, and a decent return there by Nathaniel Summers normally plays corner for this East Noble squad, and I am pretty sure they're going to take a knee and get to halftime after what's happened here and unfolded in the last minute and a half of this first half. East Noble has a special teams player down near the 35-yard line.
Returner there, number 2.
It's Nathaniel Summers, if it is the return man, who has 24 tackles at corner this year for East Noble.
Be a big loss here for East Noble, as they already have the key defensive back out, as we talked in the pregame.
Right, Rowan Zolman is not available tonight.
To have another defensive back go down, especially the way Norwell's passing the ball right now, would be big.
So there are 9 seconds left in this first half. All signs point that East Noble will take a knee and get to halftime, or run it, maybe. But it'd be hard to imagine they'd do anything crazy.
Yeah.
The East Noble has their trainer out there in Megan Jones tending to the injured Summers, and finally he gets back to his feet. Appears to be a right leg injury, I think. Maybe a left leg injury, actually.
Well, of course, we hope he's not hurt too bad.
Now, he is needing assistance by 2 members of the East Noble training staff. And so East Noble will start on the 36. There's 9 seconds left. They do have a couple of timeouts, but you've got time for 2 plays here with 9 seconds, and they are in victory formation. But they're not taking a knee for the win just yet. A 3-point lead, and what was looking like it had the potential to be another East Noble runaway, as Dalton Stinson will take the snap and the knee. And that will send us to the end of the first half. How about that first half? Boy, what a change of emotions. Norwell gives up 17 early points to East Noble, and both teams are pleased with their performances in that first half, but they both leave something to be desired.
Yep.
Join us for the Ossian State Bank halftime show on the other side of this break on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton has a great selection of beautiful jewelry for the fall season. We have awesome engagement rings and bridal sets with a variety of center stone shapes and gold color. We also have wedding bands in gold, tungsten, and even carbon fiber.
Who doesn't like a little bling? Diamond or gemstone stackable rings are just adorable. Petite little rings with a ton of style. We also have bar necklaces with stones or plain, and great stud-style earrings that have bezel-style settings.
There is nothing quite like the feel of gold, yellow, rose, or white. Classic styles of earrings, hoops, buttons, and fancy shapes. We also have a great selection of sterling silver and, of course, our SteelX jewelry.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sport, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, Cathie.Peterson at SteffenGRP.com.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
This is not an offer for the extension of credit or a commitment to lend. American Mortgage, NMLS ID 8246. Angie Top, NMLS ID 478736. Jessica Best, NMLS ID 613932. American Mortgage is an equal housing lender. Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements. Is filled with fabulous golf courses that offer a variety of experiences and are as diverse and distinct as the regions they're in. And there is one right here in your backyard that you shouldn't miss. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton. You deserve a little time on the greens, so book your tee time, brush off your spikes, and get ready to play. Green Valley Golf Club, located at 2635 East, 150 North in Bluffton, just east of the Stone Quarry.
Head on out to Green Valley to hit some balls on their driving range or putting green. Call 824-4510 to reserve your tee time. Green Valley, where your friends play. Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, equal housing lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Have to sit at your desktop to listen to games on the Voice Sports Network. Take the game wherever you go. There are multiple ways to tune in: on your laptop, your tablet, or even on your smartphone. Tune into games on the Voice Sports Network at work, in your car, or even at the game. Be sure to tell your friends and family, and thanks for choosing the Voice Sports Network.
And welcome back to East Noble. Thanks for joining us on the Ossian State Bank Halftime Show. Ossian State Bank is your bank for over a century, with locations in downtown Ossian and on the north side of Bluffton. Let's get you updated on a couple of the scores and stats throughout the northeast Indiana area. East Noble, of course, leading this one 17-14 over Norwell. Out of the SAC, Dwenger leading Concordia 17-0. Leo all over Belmont 33-0. Columbia City up on New Haven late in the first half 14-0. Northside, a surprising lead over Homestead on the road 14-7. That game late in the first half as well. We'll continue with the Ossian State Bank Halftime Show in just a moment. This is Norwell Football on WellsCountyVoice.com.
We're here at Craigville Appliance. We just wanted to say to all the fall athletes, good luck on this season. Be safe, be strong, compete to the highest level. Always practice good sportsmanship. If moms and dads, I know it's time, washer and dryer season, we'll take care of you here at Craigville Appliance. We can deliver it, install it, no big deal here at Craigville Appliance. good luck, have a great season, compete to the highest level.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
I'm David Morrison, President and CEO of Austrian State Bank. Welcome to this glimpse of our company.
Banking can be a difficult process, and without the right person to guide you, it can be long and tedious, also stressful. Austrian State Bank has been offering commercial and retail banking services to businesses and consumers in and around Wells County for over 107 years. We are the only locally owned and headquartered community bank in our county since 1912. Our team of bankers is professional, enthusiastic, and dedicated to helping you through every step of your journey. We continually strive to build long-lasting relationships with our customers while providing smart financial solutions that both improve and simplify your life. Come and experience for yourself today what a true community bank can help do for you.
It's a local bank.
Hello, this is Tim Steffen Financial Group. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving forward. We must balance staying safe and moving forward towards our needs and goals. We are here to help you with your future planning. Steffen Financial Group, located at 110 West Cherry Street, Bluffton, Indiana, would like to help you with your retirement, Roth IRAs, investments, and savings plans. Call me, Tim Steffen, or Rhonda Vandentop, 260-824-8175. And at that same location is Tim Steffen Insurance. We like to help folks with their personalized Medicare supplement, health, life, and long-term care plans. Securities and insurance offered through Thurston Springer Financial, registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC, and Indiana Insurance Agency. Corporate headquarters in OSJ 9000 Keystone Crossing, 7th floor, Indianapolis, Indiana 467240. Tim Steffen is a registered associate of Thurston Springer and is doing business as Steffen Financial Group. Steffen Financial Group is independent of Thurston Springer.
Farms, an online meat market, has a heart for people and a focus to provide a variety of locally raised, 100% grass-fed or grain-fed beef, pork, and poultry. Their shopping experience is easy. Simply visit HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com, fill up your cart with high-quality, locally raised meats, and choose to have it delivered in an insulated box right to your front door. Or you can pick it up in Bluffton or Huntington. You can find recipes and cooking tips by following them on Facebook and Instagram. Begin cooking with confidence. Hoosier Creek Farms, high quality, locally raised meats. HoosierCreekFarmsLLC.com.
A little taste of the East Noble marching nights. It's nice when things work out.
Yeah, this is perfect.
East Noble is on top of Norwell 17-14 at the half. Also a score update from down in Greensburg. Bluffton and Greensburg tied at 7. You can find that also. That's the other game being broadcast tonight on the Voice Sports Network. Good friend and our owner, Scott Menser, leading that game. That game's broadcast as well. So we've got a lot to talk about here on the halftime show. Bo, Norwell had as about an up and down first half as they've had all season long. No doubt their worst start of the season.
Yeah.
And that includes, giving up a pick six at Leo on the first possession there. But this one just went awry from the very beginning. Their defense, which has been so rock solid all season long, gave up a long drive, held firm, kind of had some bad luck as East Noble was able to go through with a 46-yard field goal there on their first drive of the game, and a great leg shown by Christian Sanchez. And we talked about how that could make a difference. It's the difference right now. It's the extra field goal lead that East Noble has right now. Past that, Norwell then on their first drive offensively fumbled. East Noble set up and scored, and then they snapped it Ari Riley snapped it well over the head of Eli Riley back into the end zone. Somehow was able to escape without a safety, which in my mind was pretty amazing considering where he went down. It looked from up here like it definitely could have been a safety.
Yeah.
In any case, the Knights get fortunate there, punt it away, and East Noble's able to drive and score with ease again, and it was 17-0. Then East Noble was driving. Norwell was able to get a stop, aided partially because of a penalty and a blindside block, but that didn't really come into play as Norwell was able to get a stop anyway and force East Noble out of bounds in Justin Marcellus, who has been very, very limited tonight. He averages 83 yards a game. He's nowhere close to that number here in this first half. East Noble punted, pinned Norwell back to the 7 with 4 minutes to go. We mused that it might be nice to go down and get points. If you're Norwell, that was the goal, is to, especially for a Norwell offense that is as run-focused as it is, they suck up a lot of time off the clock when they drive. In this scenario, Norwell decided to go through the air a lot on that second-to-last drive of the first half, drove down, scored a touchdown. Then East Noble tried to get a little greedy. Not a great decision by Dalton Simpson throwing into coverage. Isaiah Bragi gets his second pick of the year and gets to the 40-yard line. Norwell marches. Jace Cheney, Miles Babcock huge on that drive. Babcock making the big catch inside the 5 to set Norwell up. And a 5-yard touchdown pass from Riley to Luke Graft with just under 12 seconds left in that first half to make it 17-14. So quick thoughts on that, considering how much of an up and down first half it was for both these teams.
Yeah, like you said, up and down is right. Norwell just, like you said, worst start we've seen all year.
Oh, by far.
I mean, even against Leo, they didn't start out bad.
No, they actually had a good drive. They just stalled out.
Had a good drive. The defense came up with stops. It's just, but honestly, Norwell's defense has not done bad at all tonight. They've had their backs against the wall twice, allowed East Noble to score, but that's tough, especially when you're against a good team like East Noble, who you know the offense. They have a lot of firepower. They can march the field, but honestly, they have not allowed them to fully march the field besides the first drive East Noble had, and they made them settle for a 46-yard field goal, where in most cases, most teams aren't kicking a 46-yard field goal. It's rare to see. So Norwell's defense has not played bad, I don't think, and I think that's what coaches are telling them at half is, hey, look, you got put in some bad positions because the Norwell offense couldn't maybe have any success. So it's really good to see the Norwell offense get turned around before the half. That gives this Norwell team loads of confidence going into the second half, knowing they can play with this East Noble team, knowing they can put up points, and knowing that their defense can get stops and come up with big turnovers. Like we talked, the turnover differential is huge. So it plays a big factor in a game, and Norwell is able to get 2 interceptions already tonight, and you better believe it's going to come up big again to get more turnovers and force East Noble to give up the ball other than just punting it away.
Norwell is trailing 17-14. Derek Decker, Christian Bohada with you on a 73-degree night on the last week of September here in Kendallville. A gorgeous backdrop. This is just such a great place to watch a football game. Norwell has not had success up here in 15 years. 2006 was their last win. And if markers are any indication, Norwell went to the state championship that year before ultimately losing to Chittard in a crazy 7-0 game in the 3A state title game this year. So who knows? Maybe it's a stretch to say that if Norwell wins this game, are they going to the state championship? It's pretty much a stretch to say that. We do have another update for you from Columbia City as the Eagles have taken a 28-6 lead over New Haven. So, knowing that score, you think maybe New Haven was overhyped a little bit coming into the season. We saw them last week. They certainly have the athletes and the pieces to be a good football team, but Norwell had their way in Columbia City, putting it to them again here tonight.
Yeah, it's just Norwell definitely did have their way last week, and we know Norwell can compete against good teams, and we felt as if New Haven was a good team as they beat to a top-ranked Pioneer, correct?
That's right.
The week before they played Norwell, was that, or the
2 weeks?
Couple weeks. Anyways, that's a good win for that New Haven squad, and so we were shocked by the way Norwell handled New Haven last week. But nevertheless, this game is what matters most at this point, and this would be a huge win for these Norwell Knights.
An overlooked team, Bo, and a team that we've really failed to mention with our talks in the NE8 race is Columbia City.
Yeah.
They still haven't lost yet either. So this is a Columbia City team playing at an all-new facility this year, just off of 9. And looking forward to getting up there at some point. Norwell will not go there this year, but we'll be traveling up there for basketball this winter. So looking forward to getting into the new facility up there. Columbia City has a big game next week, and they travel to Kendallville to take on these East Noble Knights here as
I believe Columbia City's next 4-game or 3-game stretch is big
it's
for them.
always like that.
Yep.
We've talked about that because obviously the schedule doesn't change from year to year, and the order that you play teams. And Columbia City almost always starts out great in the conference and then really struggles down the stretch because the back half is just brutal.
Yeah, and Norwell catches them after they've went through East Noble and Leo as the gauntlet, as some might call. So that could have some conference title implications
No
there.
doubt.
And that
They all
Norwell
do at
Columbia
this
City game is I mean
the entire top half of the league, actually, even DeKalb, who's only played 1 game, are all still technically in the race. I mean, you're still looking at everybody that's right there knocking on the door. Norwell and East Noble both with 1 loss. Of course, East Noble lost a conference game when DeKalb was out with COVID concerns a couple weeks ago, had to play Penn in a game that they lost 30-24. So if you're Norwell and you're sitting here at halftime saying, man, it's a team that lost to Penn by 6. It's a solid team and obviously has been a solid club for a really long time. The last time Norwell beat them was back in 2013 when they came to the Courtyard, and Norwell was actually 0-5 going into that game, and Norwell put a hurting on East Noble in that, 35-7, in what was a very surprise game. Of course, Norwell went on to win their next 5 after the East Noble game before finally losing in the regional. I think that was actually the sectional title game that year to Bishop Dwenger, 14-7. So we've set it up for you. Norwell's leading 17-14, or East Noble's leading 17-14 in what was a back-and-forth first half, but East Noble led the entire way. We had homecoming here at halftime as well as a band performance from the East Noble Marching Knights, and glad to see all the festivities still taking place during this age of COVID. Let's take another short timeout and be back with the second half. This is the Ossian State Bank halftime show. Ossian State Bank is your local bank and has been for over a century. Visit them at their 2 locations, one in downtown Ossian and the other on the north side of Bluffton. Back in just a minute with the second half on WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm David Morrison, President and CEO of Ossian State Bank. Welcome to this glimpse of our company.
Banking can be a difficult process, and without the right person to guide you, it can be long and tedious, also stressful. Ossian State Bank has been offering commercial and retail banking services to businesses and consumers in and around Wells County for over 107 years. We are the only locally owned and headquartered community bank in our county since 1912. Our team of bankers is professional, enthusiastic, and dedicated to helping you through every step of your journey. We continually strive to build long-lasting relationships with our customers while providing smart financial solutions that both improve and simplify your life. Come and experience for yourself today what a true community bank can help do for you.
It's a local thing.
Do you or a loved one need extra help managing your finances or making sure monthly bills are getting paid correctly and on time? Are you concerned that you or a senior parent may inadvertently provide sensitive financial information to scammers and fraudsters? Then contact Senior Money Life today at 260-296-0437 to get the help you need to stay safe and enjoy life more. Senior Money Life, located in Bluffton, Indiana, is here to help make life easy, providing you with a wide range of services including banking assistance, bill pay, budgeting assistance, financial monitoring, and insurance advocacy. Contact Preston Carr, Daily Money Manager at 260-296-0437 to learn more, or visit their website, seniormoneylife.com. Senior Money Life is a division of Christian Care Retirement Community. Senior Money Life is not a financial institution or a trust company. Serving Bluffton and all of Wells County, Bluffton Renco offers the biggest, cleanest and most reliable selection of equipment around. They offer small and large equipment like lifts and skid loaders, to lawn and landscaping tools, along with home improvement and construction rental equipment. Bluffton Rent Co. can handle all of your rental needs, including party rentals. Visit BlufftonRentCo.com to view their large selection of rental items, located at 975 North Main Street in Bluffton. Serving Ossian since 1938, Ossian Hardware is your best choice for hardware, paint, lawn and garden rental, and so much more. Stop in today for all of your project needs and be rewarded for making your purchases at Ossian Hardware with their Best Rewards program. Stop in for more information. Knowledgeable, friendly service is what you'll get at Ossian Hardware. Stay connected at OssianHardware.com or on Facebook.
Well, welcome back to East Noble. Again, we've had a couple questions about the reasoning that we don't have video tonight, and that is because East Noble has signed a contract with the IHSAA that allows them only to be the only provider of video on a streaming service. So that is a pay-per-view service, and you can check that out over on East Noble's website if you so desire, although $10 for a second half I think is kind of pricey. But that's the way it goes. Here you got a terrific radio crew of Derek Decker and Christian Bohata
free
here
to listen to us.
In Kendallville. It is free, and unfortunately you're stuck with us, but that's the way it goes. Athletic Director Nick David was so very gracious to allow us to come here tonight and continue to bring you Norwell Knights football here on WellsCountyVoice.com. We're very pleased to be with you and have been pleased to be bringing you football throughout this COVID age, and it's just a pleasure and a blessing to be able to serve the community in this particular fashion. East Noble will kick off to Norwell to begin this third quarter. We just have a perfect night for football. We're sitting in the lower 70s, a clear night, not really any breeze to speak of.
Yeah.
Wind has completely died since sundown.
Yeah.
And, the difference at the moment, in the grand scheme of things, just strictly on paper, is the Christian Sanchez 46-yard field goal that came on the first drive of the game for East Noble. Norwell will receive here as they've come charging back after trailing by 17 after one quarter. In fact, they were still down 17 with just 4 minutes left in the first half to start their fourth drive, and they were able to march in 93 yards for a touchdown after being pinned back at the 7 after a long East Noble punt and a terrifically executed punt at that, and then a late interception by Isaiah Bragi set Norwell up on East Noble's side of the field, and they again marched in for a touchdown to make this a 17-14 ball game. So Christian Sanchez is on to kick it off for East Noble, as we've had a great crowd here tonight. This is one of the most energetic crowds we've seen all season, really from both sides, in what has been Norwell's most exciting game by far. This is a line drive kick. Aiden Kuntz fields it at the 5 on a back pedal, and he tries to cut back, and he's tripped up at the 17-yard line. Aiden Kuntz, if he was able to get by that shoestring tackler, would have had some room. In any case, Norwell starts with, again, less than ideal field position.
Yeah, but remember they started at the 9, drove 91 yards like it was a breeze, like they started at the 50. So I don't think field position is going to – I mean, it plays a little bit of a factor, but to this Norwell offense, the last 2 drives, it has not played a factor. And I don't expect for it to play a factor if they stay rolling like they were on the last 2 drives, the last 2 scoring drives at least.
All right, well, Riley will start the third quarter in the gun, takes the snap, throws a screen pass left out to the wide receiver Luke Graft, who has the grab and powers forward for 6 or 7 on first down up the left hash before he's brought down. Graft has been as he's been as reliable a target as Norwell has had, but he has not been the storyline so far in this game. It's been more Jace Cheney has been the big receiver of the night, but Miles Babcock making a big catch on the last drive of the first half. Babcock into the game here on 2nd down and 3, as Norwell will once again set up. Actually, Riley comes under center now as he splits 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ringer in the backfield. Sets Bragi in motion before the snap. Riley, a big drop, looks to throw over the middle, into traffic. Caught on a slant to Luke Graft across the middle, out to the 45-yard line. Big-time gain of 20-plus by Luke Graft.
I know we've talked about the receivers and the hands they've had tonight, but, man, we got to just preach harp a little bit on Eli Riley's ball throwing abilities tonight. It's just he's throwing with great confidence, and I think he's finally realizing that he doesn't really have to carry this whole Norwell team. He's got targets around him, he's got athletes around him, and I think he's settling in, and I can tell he's a lot more confident in the balls he's been throwing to each receiver.
Oh, this is just something we have not seen all year. Oh, there's a counter to Isaiah Breggy, who lowers his shoulder and trucks over a couple East Noble defenders and gets the first down. That's a generous spot, but he gets out to the 45, pickup of 10 to move the chains.
Well, I tell you what, Breggy deserves that spot as he was hit at the 49-yard line.
4 yards after contact.
Oh, that's great to see.
Wow. That is a strong young man who has now moved into East Noble territory. And is it conceivable to assume that Norwell, with a touchdown here, would take the lead? Again, Norwell trailed by 17 with 4 minutes left in this first half, and now are driving and in position to potentially take the lead. Riley out of the gun, takes the snap. Riley has time, now pressured, escapes the pocket, cuts back, drops the football. The ball's on the ground, and Riley was able to pick it back up as he got a fortunate bounce right back to him. It was a good move by Riley, and it didn't look like it was punched out from our vantage point.
No, it looked like he just kind of simply dropped it. Yeah. Norwell caught a big break there as they're driving the field. That would have been a big momentum killer for Norwell for sure.
So
Riley lucky there.
Norwell gets fortunate. They pick it up near the 40-yard line, a pickup of just shy of 5 to bring up second down, call it half a dozen.
Big second down play. East Noble cornerbacks pressed up. Let's see if they take a shot here. No safeties deep.
Riley hands it off to Ringer, who again carries it forward and carries a couple defenders with him, as Jacob Van Gorder is in on the stop for East Noble, the linebacker. Third down and a deuce on the 37.
They've showed they're not afraid to pass the ball on third and short. I think that is paying off here later in the game as East Noble's not sure what to expect. Can't really load the box because they've showed they're not afraid to pass on third and short. We'll see what Norwell does. It looks like
I'm thinking Ringer here, and
I'm thinking Ringer as
again. You got 2 chances to get it. Ringer gets drugged down in the backfield, so now that changes things as East Noble comes off the edge. Big tackle by Bryce Charles, the nose tackle, coming off the edge and pushing Norwell back, and I think the Knights are actually going to punt this one away. That's a little surprising to me.
That's surprising to me as well. Big game. That's
with a drive where you're moving the football. Wow, I don't know. This might be a read, but East Noble's going to have it snuffed out pretty well.
Yeah, they overload that side every time.
Well, that's what all teams do. Riley to his right, puts his right foot into it. Well, that's a high kick, needs to stay out of the end zone, and it's going to, as it bounces down into the waiting arms at the 1-yard line. Boy, that turns out to be a terrific kick by Isaiah Breggy.
Oh, now he's waving touchback. Touchback.
So now they're saying that he didn't have control until it was into the end zone. So that's interesting, as Breggy was able
now
to.
They're discussing.
They said touchback.
Wow.
So Breggy had control and then stumbled back. A huge mishap by Norwell will push this one out to the 20. And it'll be a net 19-yard punt from Eli Riley. That's the first touchback he's had all year. The officials are getting together now.
Yeah, this would be a huge call.
The ball is still placed on the 1-yard line at the left hash.
They're waving touchback, but they have not moved the ball yet. I'm
interesting.
Just as confused as everybody else in the stadium.
The chains are moving back as they see the football down there. The white hat is Eric Harmon tonight. And they can't seem to figure it out here. So this is really interesting.
From my point of view, Breggy had the ball at the 1-yard line. I did see him walk back into the end zone, but I thought for sure he secured the ball at the 1-yard line, and at that point, the ball should be dead.
Well, I'm not really sure why it could be taking so long. I mean, it was or it wasn't. And now they're going to back him up to the 1.
Looks like it's going to be at the 1-yard line.
And the Norwell fans roar as East Noble can't believe it. Coach Luke Amstutz is out on the field near the 15-yard line. Ooh. He's just looking for an explanation. And
it doesn't look like they're going to give him one.
He was signaling touchback. And now they start to get together again. This is an unorganized ordeal here. East Noble is going to be backed up on the 1-yard line. And
They talk again. Surely they
Yeah.
can't change this call again.
The white hat Harmon is looking at the football. What's down there? They're boy, this is something. Now Harmon's going to come over and talk to Amstutz. So it was a punt by Riley from the 39. It was high. Norwell covered it well. It bounced near the 10-yard line, bounced right back into the waiting yards of Breggy. The point of contention is the fact that Breggy, after gaining control, stumbled back into the end zone. So the officials threw the marker down at the 1, then got together, signaled touchback, then got together a second time with the complete crew and said, no, it's going to go back to the 1.
All while the ball is still sitting at the 1-yard line. So
Yeah,
when
the
they
ball
signal
was sitting at the 1
touchback,
the
it's not like
entire
they were
time.
in a hurry
Right.
to get it to the
Right.
20-yard line. That you could tell they were unsure from the get-go.
Well, at this point,
you
you've
just
got to
gotta-
do something.
You got to make a call and
because-
go with it.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
This has become several minutes in length.
Yeah.
So the ball's going to stay on the 1. And so Norwell, it turns out to be a great punt by Riley of 38 yards, pinning East Noble back inside the 5.
Well, this could be huge for Norwell.
No kidding. All right, well, East Noble has the football on the 1 on the left hash. And so now it's made official as Dalton Stinson is going to try to get the Knights out of the end zone. Stinson sends a man in motion. It's his tight end. Stinson hands it off to Marcellus, who gets left and out to the 3.
Maybe a yard here, Derek.
Yeah, maybe 2.
Maybe. Looks like they're marking him at the 2-yard line here.
So again, Norwell can try to bring the house and try to get East Noble back into the end zone. A safety would not give Norwell the lead, but it would close the gap to just 1 point.
Yeah, Norwell would get the football. That'd be huge for Norwell. Has no safeties yet this year, 2 last year for the Norwell defense.
Well, East Noble is in no hurry on this particular drive. It's as far away from action as we can get here as they break the huddle with 10 on the play clock.
East Noble's got 9 of the 11 players all in the box.
Stinson in the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Marcellus. Marcellus breaks through the middle and has a lot of green in front of him. Cuts back 30, 35, finally brought down. A huge play, a run of 32 from Justin Marcellus, his longest run of the night, and a huge play for East Noble to get out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, as I mentioned, East Noble had 9 of their players in the box, just 2 wideouts. And they just outnumbered Norwell. Norwell didn't match them in the box, and East Noble had a hat on a hat and then some. And Marcellus broke open for a 30-yard gain, and Norwell needs to stop the bleeding here.
1st and 10, Marcellus the call again, tries to swing it out left, and he's got no room this time. Norwell all over the run. Joel Rinkenberger in on the tackle, along with Jace Cheney making the play. That's Blake Hafley making that play along with Rinkenberger. They give him about half a yard. 2nd down and a long 9.
It's nice to see Hafley all healed up. And
yeah, he's
back
battled
into
through
the
some
game.
injury problems.
Yeah, he's been a good key component tonight. Haven't mentioned his name much, but nevertheless, he's played his role tonight, definitely at the outside linebacker spot. And former player, I know that's a tough spot to play.
Direct snap. That's Schutbach, I think. It is Schutbach. So that's what East Noble has done tonight is when they use a design keeper, they bring in Schutbach, who has basically kept it every time he's been in the football game. He's run it in for a touchdown. They've used him near the goal line. He picks up 2 to bring up 3rd and 8 from the 37.
East Noble capitalized on a little Norwell mishap, kind of, when they had East Noble had their backs against the wall and busted out to about the 40-yard line, but now
Schutbach is going to stay on the field here. Halfway through this 3rd quarter, 17-14 East Noble. Schutbach in the gun. He's got Marcellus back there with him. Schutbach looks to throw. Brody Bolin wraps him up, and Joel Rinkenberger finishes him off. Norwell gets a huge sack, their 6th defensive sack of the season, and they force an East Noble punt.
That is just huge by this Norwell defense. That's just probably the biggest play of the game so far.
A huge loss.
Yeah, stops East Noble's offense from marching and forces a punt. This is huge, especially since the Norwell offense was rolling.
This is the 2nd punt tonight by the decorated Cole Schutbach, the senior punter. This is a high arching kick, fair catch called for by Aiden Kuntz, who drops it and
luckily
gets back
gets
on the
bounce.
football. Aiden Kuntz has had
up to
problems with that. We've seen that happen several times this year. And Kuntz is very fortunate. Norwell has had a couple breaks go their way, and it very easily could have gone against them.
Yep.
It goes back to the 31 where Norwell will start its next drive.
Yeah, Norwell definitely needs to take advantage of the breaks they've gotten. As we saw Riley drop the ball. It could have been an easy turnover, bounced right back up to him, and then there, the ball just simply went through Aiden's arms and luckily bounced right back up to him.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, though, good field position for Norwell offense.
You know, as crazy as it sounds, this is one of the best field positions Norwell's had all night, other than that interception by Breggy late in the second quarter. Riley under center, Ringer in the backfield, Breggy in motion. The snap. Riley rolling to his right, and now switches back to the left. Throws on the run, into traffic. It's bobbled and incomplete. Boy, there were a couple of East Noble defenders there. Jace Cheney was his intended target. Luke Graft was near the sideline as well. 2nd and 10.
Riley kind of tried to thread the needle there and almost did. Saw it hit off Cheney's chest. First drop of the night. He's been as sure-handed as anyone on this Norwell team. I'd expect a run maybe to Ringer here on 2nd down to make 3rd down even more manageable.
4.5 left in his 3rd quarter. 3-point East Noble lead. Riley back under center, where I think I'm guessing Ringer would be getting the call here. We'll see. Nope, it's going to be a pass. Riley looking to throw, stands in the pocket, escapes, has a man chasing him. He floats it down the left sideline and out of bounds. Good decision by Riley to just throw that one away instead of take the sack, as Cannon Carrico was right on his heels.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 is hard enough. You take that sack, makes it 3rd and 17. That's even harder. So the way Norwell's been passing the ball, East Noble there stopped them the past 2 times, but the way Norwell's been passing the ball here, 3rd and 10 doesn't seem as far as it has for other nights.
All right, so Norwell has the ball on the left hash, far sideline. 4.5 left in his 3rd quarter. Norwell in their road white and navy. East Noble in their home blue and gold. 17-14 East Noble Knights. Riley the snap on 3rd down out of the gun. Riley stands in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's caught on the run and near the 50-yard line. Breggy takes contact and gets thrown down near midfield. Norwell a pitch and catch of 18 to move the chains.
Great job by the Norwell offensive line, as Breggy had all day in the pocket. He didn't even have to roll out of the pocket to complete that throw. Good job by Breggy securing the catch.
Excellent protection that time by the Norwell line, as
great job. That
line of Dryban, Christensen, Riley, Bolin, and Patrick held strong. And Norwell gets all the way out to the 48-yard line with under 4 minutes left in his 3rd quarter. Their last drive stalled out just inside the 40. Norwell elected a punt. Turned out to be a pretty good decision, although they're back in a similar spot now. Morgan in motion before the snap. Riley takes it, throws it to him on a screen. Morgan gets a block. Bo cuts to the outside, gets to the 45. After a gain of 7, he is drugged down in space by Cannon Carrico.
Yeah, that play was made by Isaiah Breggy. Again, great block on the outside. If he doesn't get that block, that East Noble player more than likely makes that open field tackle on Bo Morgan. That plays all on him, and he definitely did his job there. Good job by Riley and Morgan of completing the pass and run. But
what a tremendous football game we've been treated to tonight. Just perfect conditions, 70 degrees here in Kendallville. Norwell found themselves in a 17-point hole after the 1st quarter, but have battled back big time and are right in the football game, driving with a chance to take the lead. Graft in motion. He gets the pitch. Graft escapes a tackle, cuts back to the middle. There's a hold,
There's going to be a hold
or maybe
call.
a block in the back by Max Ringer. So this is going to negate this play. It'll bring up 2nd down and long. Oh, no, wait a minute. So it's wow. How about that? How about that?
5-yard penalty.
Yeah, so
the 5-yard face mask.
So this will give Norwell a 1st down.
Wow, I heard some East Noble fans yell hold. Then I saw the flag.
I thought it was a hold. It was right in the general area of where you'd get a hold.
Yeah, I didn't see the hold myself, but I heard hold. I saw a flag, so I thought for sure that was.
Oh yeah, that's what we thought. It was a block in the back, and in any case,
the signals face
mask.
That
goes Norwell's way. There really haven't been very many penalties tonight on either team, which is actually kind of unusual, especially in a game Norwell's involved in, although they've cleaned it up since week 4 at Belmont, where they had a ton of penalties. They were better last week. 1st and 10 now on the 39-yard line of East Noble. Riley takes the snap. Another counter. Breggy gets the call, spins out of a tackle, and man, more yards after contact. He was met after a gain of just 1 and ends up picking up 5.
Yeah, that's a little slot. He's kind of lined up in like a slot. Maybe some people would call him maybe a tight end. He's lined up off the line, but he comes across Riley's face and a little counter. It's supposed to hit inside quick like it just did there for a nice gain of 5 or 6 yards, and that's the second time they've ran it, second time they've had success.
Norwell moving left to right, 2 minutes left in this third quarter, and a 3-point East Noble lead. White Hat blows the play dead. Not sure what that could be for. I think we might have, we have a shoulder pad out. It is an East Noble player.
Reset the play clock here. And
looks like Bryce Charles. So 2nd down 5 on the East Noble 34. Riley gets East Noble to draw off our encroachment, and this will give Norwell a first down.
That's a great job by Riley. I saw him earlier in the game, maybe in the second quarter, try it. A little East Noble player, a little flinch, but he didn't fully jump. That time he did. Looks like it's going to be a Norwell first down.
The DN, Kanan Carrico, the guilty party. Although actually a couple of East Noble players jumped.
Because the sticks haven't moved yet.
So is it actually going to be 2nd down and inches is the question. Eric Carmen comes in to look at it, and they're going to call him out. So clock will stop at 1:40. And they'll call out the Chen gang for the first time tonight.
I don't recall, but this might be the first time I've seen this all year. All season, I think, is the first time we've seen a measure.
I think you might be right. Well, you got to remember, Norwell hasn't been in games where it's really mattered at all. I mean, they haven't been in a close game all year.
Yeah.
This is week 6 now. Finally, a close game.
Kind of like the excitement of a measurement as.
Oh, so plenty of
first down.
Okay.
Yeah, well, 2 feet past it.
Whole football length is Norwell past that first down marker, so they move the chains. They're on the 24 or the 29-yard line rather, as they are set up in prime scoring position right here.
Norwell getting the first down there. The benefit of encroachment. Riley under center, maybe a play action deep shot here.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Breggy in motion. Riley play action. Riley looking left, throwing left, and it's caught by Luke Graft across the 20. Luke Graft makes a grab as Norwell is able to get the chains moving again. They've been solid at keeping this drive alive, aided by a couple of penalties, but really it's been all Norwell, and that's a gain of 11 to move them to the 18.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a play action deep shot, but it surely was play action. Little out route there. That's the second time they've ran that this game. They're going back to what works, what's had success in the past 2 scoring drives they've had, and East Noble has really no answer for it right now.
Norwell's in the red zone. Eli Riley out of the gun this time. 2 receivers split farther right in Bo Morgan and Luke Graft. He hands it off to Ringer, gets a burst of speed, and is tackled from behind by Kanan Carrico after a gain of a couple. 2nd and 8.
I watch for maybe another run to Ringer. Left side, maybe they'll try to get fancy and fake maybe a jet sweep, motion somebody over, get the East Noble linebackers moving one way. And
worth noting, Bo, Norwell's in field goal range here. They're on the 16 to be 33-yarder from here. Riley in motion. Riley is going to take a sack, so much for field goal range as Riley is tossed down beyond the 25-yard line. Kanan Carrico getting his 4th sack of the season.
Tough loss there for Norwell.
Well, that's actually that's a tough spot. All the way back at the 29.
Referees are discussing something here.
And they say it's a hold on Norwell, so
I didn't see a flag thrown. It's
I'm sure this will be declined.
Yeah.
Unless it's back there where the sack was. So yeah.
No, it's declined.
Yeah, so you either have 2nd and 10 miles or you have 3rd and a mile. Coach Amstutz is going to choose 3rd and a mile from the 29, so that makes it 3rd and 22. Norwell probably needs at least 10 yards to get into comfortable field goal range, so look for a play designed for that.
Yeah, I hope the Norwell players realize that. I know Coach Josh Gerber probably does, but I hope the Norwell players realize that as well. Just get what they can at this point.
Riley into the gun. Design keeper rolls out to the left, has a block down the sideline. 15, cuts back 10, dives forward for a first down. Eli Riley picks up 23 to move the chains all the way down to the East Noble 7.
That's a huge play calling by Coach Josh Gerber. That's huge. I expected him to run that quarterback draw earlier in the game. They just ran it at a perfect time there, as East Noble expected maybe a deep pass. Fake the pass. Huge hole on the left side of the line.
Yeah, there was only one defender down there, and he was well blocked.
Yep.
And that
Miles
got Norwell.
Babcock.
Yeah. Miles Babcock, we've talked about the underappreciated guys. 5'11", 155 is Babcock, tying up a cornerback there to make the play. It sets up Norwell. First and goal at the 7. The drama here in Kendallville is not over yet. We'll take a break and return with the fourth quarter on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton has a great selection of beautiful jewelry for the fall season. We have awesome engagement rings and bridal sets with a variety of center stone shapes and gold color. We also have wedding bands in gold, tungsten, and even carbon fiber.
Who doesn't like a little bling? Diamond or gemstone stackable rings are just adorable. Petite little rings with a ton of style. We also have bar necklaces with stones or plain, and great stud-style earrings that have bezel-style settings.
There is nothing quite like the feel of gold. Yellow, rose, or white. Classic styles of earrings, hoops, buttons, and fancy shapes. We also have a great selection of sterling silver and, of course, our SteelX jewelry.
Daniels Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory.
Welcome back to Kendallville, where Norwell has not won in almost 15 years, and they are knocking on the doorstep of taking the lead. It's 17-14 East Noble with 12 minutes to go in this football game. Fourth quarter about to start, as Norwell just got a 23-yard run from Eli Riley to set up first and goal at the 7-yard line.
Of note here is I'm looking down at the East Noble sideline. I see number 2, Nathaniel Summers, the starting cornerback, getting maybe his ankle taped up, so there is a cornerback out.
Yeah, we saw him go down on that return on the last kickoff of the first half.
Watch maybe a pass over top to Jace Cheney here. Just take a shot to the back corner of the end zone.
Single coverage again to the left. Riley, it's another counter. Breggy up the middle, getting inside the 5 where he stood up. So a couple on first down, second and goal. What will be interesting, now we're far from this scenario, but what will be interesting to see is if Norwell's inside the 5, do they go for it if they get to that point? I mean, you're within range. De Leon is very reliable.
I think,
but I don't know.
At that point, I feel like you take the points. But second down on the 5. Hopefully, we don't get to that situation.
I was going to say we're a long way from that scenario anyway.
Yeah.
Second and goal. Ball resting on the 5 left hash. Riley in the gun, with Ringer to his right. Riley rolls right, throws to the end zone, just short, outstretched arms, just short of the end zone. The catch was made out there.
They rule him down.
Yeah, he's down at the 1-yard line. Now they stop the clock.
Yeah,
I think
another East Noble corner down.
Yeah.
This can't be good for East Noble.
So was that Babcock that made the catch? Couldn't see who the number was, as it was inside the 1. And again, East Noble has battled through some injuries tonight. And we'll let you know who that is and what the potential outcome may be when we come back in just a moment.
Bluffton Tire, you know where they're located. Across the street from Bummy's, right at the entrance to the 4-H park, has been serving Wells County for over 50 years. Bluffton Tire needs to be the first stop for brakes, struts, front-end alignment, and offers over 20 different brands of tires. Stop by and see Carrie Jennis today or visit online at BlufftonTire.com for online specials and coupons. Bluffton Tire is open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Hi, this is Carrie Jennis at Bluffton Tire, and we'll keep you going.
Kathy Peterson of the Steffen Group is part of a select group of real estate and auction professionals that are changing the game of how real estate and auction transactions are handled. With a strong background in customer service, Kathy believes helping people is the most precious gift she can give and is committed to being a partner with her clients through the entire transaction. Contact Kathy Peterson at the Steffen Group at 824-6353 or drop her a message at Kathy, CATHIE, Peterson at StephanGRP.com.
You don't have to sit at your desktop to listen to games on the Voice Sports Network. Take the game wherever you go. There are multiple ways to tune in: on your laptop, your tablet, or even on your smartphone. Tune into games on the Voice Sports Network at work, in your car, or even at the game. Be sure to tell your friends and family, and thanks for choosing the Voice Sports Network.
American Mortgage Service Company, located at 1169 North Main Street in Bluffton. We specialize in helping individuals realize their dream of homeownership by providing a top-notch, best mortgage experience. We offer a wide variety of loan programs and the most current rates available. Contact Angie Top or Jessica Best at 260-353-3300 or apply online at bluffton.americanmortgage.com. That's 260-353-3300.
American Mortgage, Equal Housing Lender, Indiana State 11063, NMLS 8246.
Well, welcome back to East Noble. A pretty scary scene here as a rather significant injury has occurred. East Noble has lost D-backs left and right tonight. They have battled all kinds of injury trouble. Norwell is knocking on the doorstep. They're on the 1-yard line with 3rd and goal coming up, but appears to be a rather significant injury. And the way it looks, it appears to be the corner Damian Williams, who has made a couple of really nice plays tonight on that edge for East Noble. He's been challenged a lot, but he took a long time to even get to his feet and was helped off very slowly to the sideline. So as he makes his way over to the sideline, Eli Riley lines up with a 3rd and goal with 11 minutes left here in the ball game.
East Noble packing the box, but I think he's going to go right behind his brother as center and
Riley,
get in the
keeper,
end zone, and he does.
Touchdown! Norwell takes the lead.
That's huge.
Eli Riley with a QB keeper, and Norwell has come storming back after trailing by 17 to take a 3-point fourth-quarter lead.
That's just huge, and you can kind of see the air just kind of deflate out of East Noble. Saw a couple heads
really
go down.
Bad timing.
Oh, yeah. Saw a couple heads go down as they had a big injury there to another corner. Both their starting corners are out, and nevertheless, Eli there rushes in. De Leon for the PAT to make it a 4-point game. This is big.
It is big. And it's
and
good.
It's through.
Plenty leg. De Leon has only missed one all season long. Actually, had a hand in both goals on the pitch Monday at DeKalb in a conference game. Had a goal and an assist. Has a club high 6 goals on the season for Jamie Feldheiser's Norwell soccer team, who's having an above average year. They've been able to get together a number of wins and have compiled a winning record here short of sectional. And Norwell has taken the lead here on the football field, 21-17. It's taken them 2 full quarters to get that lead, 21 unanswered, 3 consecutive scores, 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to find this statistic, but I wonder when the last time Norwell's had a lead on East Noble this late into the ball game. It's been a long time.
I think an even more interesting
especially
statistic.
in Kendallville.
Well, that's true. An even more interesting statistic might be, when's the last time Norwell rallied from a 17-point deficit?
That's true, too.
As long as we've been around the program, I can't recall that happening.
Yeah, I can't either.
So this is potentially a historic night. We've noted several times Norwell has not won in Kendallville since 2006. They've had a lot of things go their way here in this second half. Remember, they've had a couple drop footballs that could have gone the other way very, very easily. Norwell's had fortunate bounces, and East Noble's had some significant injuries to the second level of that defense.
This would be big. Another Norwell defense stop, especially if you could hit the East Noble defense where they're weak at right now. But they got to come up with a stop first on defense.
So Scott pooches it down towards the 30. It's caught out there by Nick Munson, who returns it to the 34. So that's kind of interesting play. East Noble gets pretty decent field position here.
Yeah, I think maybe Norwell saw that the recovery team maybe wasn't doing what they wanted them to do on the first 2 kickoffs. They want to limit that big return, and that doesn't allow East Noble to get every blocker in front of Munson there, and Norwell's just outnumbering them. Give up a little field position for potentially a big play. I think that's smart on Norwell. East Noble needs to get on the field here. Play clock's running.
We'll see how East Noble responds here, Bo, but you really touched on it. The Knights appear to be a bit deflated after not only losing a 17-point lead, but losing their star corner, Damian Williams, right before 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Norwell can't give up anything big here.
Stinson in the gun, hands it off to Marcellus Wright, and he's just got nothing. He gets strung out and loses a yard. Norwell's defense pushes him out wide, and he loses a yard back to the 33.
That's huge. That's a big first down stop. As Bolin down, this would he gets up.
He is gimping a little bit.
Maybe some cramps or something.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Norwell.
Yeah, he says he's okay. Waves off the sub.
When's he not going to say he's okay?
Yeah, that's true. Well, each one of those guys, those 3 on the defensive line, are going to battle through anything, and they've surely battled tonight. They need to continue to do that, and I'm sure they will here.
2nd and 11. Stinson the snap out of the gun. Hands it off to Marcellus Left, being tracked from behind by Max Ringer, and he gets a yard, but it brings up 3rd down and 10. Ringer was able to tackle him from behind, and back to the 34-yard line is East Noble, where it sets up 3rd down and 10.
Well, we talk about play calling. This is interesting play calling from East Noble. Maybe they're just trying to, I don't know, they've had one breakout play with Marcellus, but other than that, Norwell really hasn't given up.
Right, Marcellus had that big run when they were back towards the end zone.
But other than that, Norwell's just remains stout, and that's the strength of their defense.
This East Noble rushing attack isn't all that, lethal anyway. They do average 134 on the ground per game, as that is way incomplete. Stinson just had no chance of completing that pass. Well, actually, I think that might have been, it was Schutbach. Schutbach was on the field there on 3rd down. Boy, they've confused us. It's 8 and 9, of course.
Yeah,
and they're going to stay on as Schutbach will be in there to punt.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see Stinson running off the field. I thought maybe they were going to decide to go for it this deep in Norwell territory. I was kind of confused there, but nope, that was
9.5. You still got plenty of time. You got all your timeouts. The only thing you can't do is really give up a score. A touchdown, actually. You really just can't give up a touchdown. Field goal would be okay. Schutbach gets in a high arching kick again, back to the 25. It is fair caught by Isaiah Breggy back at the 26-yard line. So Norwell takes over after forcing a big 3-and-out against East Noble, and Norwell's in the driver's seat right now, which isn't something I thought we'd be saying after the first quarter.
Yeah, and one thing I don't want to see is Norwell get content here. I want them they need to remain aggressive, as they've had success when they're running aggressive play calling against this East Noble defense. I expect them to continue to do so with still 9 minutes left in this ball game.
Well, consider this. Norwell has the ability to really eat chunks of the time off the clock on a long drive. Now, that would involve a more usage of the running game on this particular drive, but Norwell's shown the ability to do that tonight. Really, past the first quarter, Norwell's offense has been pretty solid. Riley out of the gun, rolls to his right, looks to throw. Riley plants his back foot, throws deep down the sideline for Graft, where he holds it in across the 30-yard line. Luke Graft, a huge strike as the Knights pick up 45.
Well, I called it as both East Noble cornerbacks are down, and they're targeting that right now. Both the second-string cornerbacks in for East Noble, and they know Luke Graft better than that second-string cornerback, and that's what they're targeting, and it pays off. It pays off. That's a huge play. That's aggressive play calling, like I was talking about.
You're right,
You
Bo.
can't get much more aggressive than that. You take a shot downfield, first down. And
they
that's
attacked
huge.
that spot where Damian Williams went out just a short time ago, and it works out in favor of Norwell as they're already down to the 29-yard line of East Noble. Handoff to Max Ringer, goes for a couple before he's pushed back down to the 27. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 inside of 9 minutes to go in a 4-point Norwell lead.
I would look for him to maybe take another shot, maybe to the end zone. I'm not sure. With only a little bit to go in field goal range, surely you want to punch it in the end zone, make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, well,
capitalize on this drive.
Right. At the very least, though, you want to make sure that you get points. So
yeah,
they're knocking on the door of field goal range. Probably just deep of that at this point.
Yep.
This would be 40 plus. Riley out of the gun on 2nd and 8. Takes the snap. Design keeper. Runs up the middle. Gets a few more. Still moving
going
forward. Got a block out in front by Brody Bolin. And he rolls his way down to the 22, where it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Big 3rd and 3 play calling here for Norwell. Like I've mentioned earlier, East Noble's got to be on their toes because Norwell's passed the ball, they've ran the ball, they've done a little bit of everything. East Noble's came up big on some third down stops when they packed the box, but I'd assume they're afraid to pack the box here with 2 second-string cornerbacks in.
Yeah.
Maybe not a lot of trust in them, and you got to leave some safeties back to help.
Babcock wide to the right. It's Breggy, Morgan, Graft wide to the left. Ringer in the backfield with Riley.
Riley changing the play again.
Riley needs to get the play off. One, he gets the snap, drops back, throws, crossing route, incomplete. Looking for Luke Graft on a cross.
I'd expect Norwell to maybe go for it here.
It's his 4th and 3. This would be a 39-yarder, which would be DeLeon's career long. And they're going to bring on the kicking unit. DeLeon is going to try this.
This is a huge boot for Norwell.
So Riley's going to hold it. This would be a 39-yarder. We've already seen a bomb from Christian Sanchez tonight of 46, and it would put Norwell up 7.
Well, I've seen DeLeon hit from the 30-yard line in warm-ups before. It's about where the ball is going to be placed at.
Snap back, middle of the field. DeLeon, good boot. I think it's going to have the distance, but it misses wide right. DeLeon pulls it wide to the right. He had the leg, but it just drifts off right. Didn't miss by all that much, and it certainly wasn't a matter of distance. So Norwell's 39-yard attempt is no good, and East Noble takes over back at the 20-yard line.
It's time for Norwell's defense to step up again, as they have all this, essentially these last 3 quarters they have. After the first quarter, they've played really well football, and as I mentioned in the halftime show, even in the first quarter, their backs were against the wall. They could only give up 20 yards to the end zone, and that's what happened. They haven't played a bad game. They've played a really, really well game against a really well East Noble offense. As you hear some East Noble fans,
yeah, they're trying to get into it here,
trying to get some motivation their way.
They need it. The East Noble sideline really trying to get their fans involved, and this is a very passionate and supportive group of East Noble fans that has been, a great fan base for many years. Going to the state championship last year will really keep the fans hanging around. Stinson has the snap, hands it off left, and getting a few to the left side is Ethan Nichols as he ran forward near the 25-yard line, just shy of that mark. He picks up 4 on first down, 2nd down and 6 on this is the make or break drive for East Noble.
Yeah, I was really hoping they'd run a counter there as we had a backside blitz coming. Norwell did for Luke Graft was blitzing on the backside. If they were running a counter there, it would have got completely blown up. But nevertheless, they get 4 yards on a sweep and big 2nd down here.
What a fun game this has been. This has just been an absolute treat to watch on a gorgeous night. Snap back.
There's the counter.
There's the counter. It goes to Marcellus, who cuts forward, breaks a couple tackles, finally tackled by Bo Morgan across the 33. East Noble picks up 8 and moves the chains for a first down.
Well, there's a counter I was just talking about. They just ran into play late, and it turned out to their benefit that time. Norwell all bid on that jet sweep. They've ran multiple times, a little motion with Nichols, and then they hit Marcellus back the right side of the Norwell defense where they were outnumbered, and East Noble trying to march the field here a little bit.
So plenty of time being taken off the clock. East Noble's really in no hurry and doesn't have to be as the clock approaches 6 minutes. A touchdown would put East Noble in front. A field goal does nothing. So the snap to Stinson. The handoff. Big hole for Marcellus. Marcellus still on his feet across midfield to the 50 where he's struck down by Morgan again. As East Noble is marching here, they pick up 19, sets up 1st and 10 on the Norwell 48.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see East Noble having that much success up the middle. They really haven't had all night, but a little momentum coming back into East Noble's favor. Norwell needs to put a stop here.
You wonder if it might be a good time for a timeout. You've got all 3 timeouts.
Yep. Be a big tackle for loss or maybe a sack if they don't run it here.
Stinson, another handoff to Marcellus. Marcellus up the middle, breaks another tackle, powers forward. This is the most success East Noble's had all night, and really any team has had all season against Norwell's defense. Bo Morgan, again, that time kind of got bowled over, but gets credited with the tackle, and he's a bit shook up. 2nd and 5 on the 43.
This is 5 or 6 yards each play. It's not going to work for this Norwell defense. They maybe send some linebacker blitzes, change the look up for East Noble as they're trying to find some success running up the middle, and they're finding it.
Stinson puts Nichols in motion. Counter, hands it off to Marcellus. Marcellus gets a few. Tackled by Zach Christensen across to the 39. He's going to be about half a yard short of that first down marker, where it'll bring up third down and less than a yard.
Boy, would this be a big stop for Norwell. You got to believe it's two-down territory here for
no doubt about
East Noble, as, like you said, a field goal does them nothing.
4-point Norwell lead inside of 5 minutes to go in what has been a thrilling game in Kendallville. Both teams are very much still in the race for the Northeast 8, and a lot on the line for both clubs. Stinson out of the gun, takes the snap, hands it off to Marcellus. Out left, and he got out of the grasp of Joel Rinkenberger, who was in the backfield, and he's able to squirt forward and out of the outstretched arms of Rink, and he gets the first down to the 36.
Man, that would have been a huge play for Joel Rinkenberger to make there. Haven't really called his name all night. You know he's in on most tackles, though, and would have been a huge play, but he didn't make it. And
now you start to wonder. Yeah, you got 4 minutes left. If East Noble gets a touchdown, Norwell's only going to need a field goal to tie and potentially send this thing to overtime. But you wonder if Norwell will start to use their timeouts at any point. It's a design keeper. Schutbach gets to the outside. Schutbach is pushed out at the 33-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on first down. It does stop the clock at 4:04. Pushed out by John Colbert.
That's just a great open field tackle there by Colbert. I mean, he was the last guy between Stinson and the end zone on a quarterback sweep, and he was able to stop him. And East Noble looks to get their play. Clock did stop. He did go out of bounds.
Plenty of time. And 15 on the play clock. Again, that's that modified huddle offense where the wide receivers are not involved. One split to either side, so a predictable run here coming for Schutbach. He has the snap. Ball's fumbled as Schutbach jumps on top of it back at the 47. Huge mistake by East Noble and the center, Nathan Richards.
That's huge. I mean, you had to wonder when Norwell was going to get one of those. As you saw Norwell fumble a snap, and Riley dove out of the end zone to prevent that safety, but that just backs him up. Here comes
the Norwell crowd as Joel Rinkenberger firing up the Norwell sideline. They've been as excited as they've been all year. Third down and a mile from the 48. Stinson the snap. Stinson has pressure, stands in the pocket, floats it down midfield. Riley, they're going to get called for pass interference. Eli Riley was there on coverage. There were 3 Knights in coverage. Luke Graft was there as well. And this is not going to give East Noble a first down, but it is PI and sets up the third down and manageable. Oh, man, what a mistake by Norwell. So remember, no automatic first downs in high school on pass interference.
No,
so it'll be third down again.
Still be about 3rd and 8. Norwell's going to have to come up with another big stop, but, man, Norwell's in triple coverage there. They just
some of that, honestly, part of that's just kind of unfortunate because there were so many bodies clustered around the receiver that it ended up being PI.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's partially bad luck, and there's just not a whole lot. It's hard to complain about your effort there by the kids. So it moves them up to about the 33. It sets up third down and 7.
Of note, sorry to interrupt you there, but that was Schutbach that made that pass. That wasn't Stinson.
Schutbach is now on the sideline as Stinson's back out there.
Yeah, that was an interesting call. Maybe Schutbach has a bigger arm than Stinson does. And
they went for it all on that one. It could have been intercepted, but it ended up being pass interference. 3rd and 7 on the 33-yard line. Stinson, the snap, hands it off to Marcellus, trucking forward, short of the first down by a couple of yards, down to the 29. Obviously, East Noble going for it here. They need 3 yards to get the first down. Norwell has given up 2 of 3 all season long on 4th downs. Now, they did give up a 4th down on a penalty earlier in the game. 3 minutes to go.
Here it is.
This is the make-or-break play on the 29-yard line. Stinson in the gun. Marcellus back there with him. Tries to draw Norwell offside. Norwell doesn't bite. Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Amstutz take this down and take a timeout. This is obviously the most important play of the game. The play clock is inside at 10.
Maybe try to get him to jump again. They're motioning everybody.
Yep. Stinson trying to get him. He does take the snap. Stinson rolls to his left. Bolin being blocked. Stinson keeps it. We've got a penalty marker down. Stinson out to the right. Stinson dives forward. He's close to a first down and out of bounds, but we've got a penalty marker down back beyond the 30-yard line.
Came in from the line judge on the side here. It's going to be a hold.
2.5 to go
on the offense.
And it's a hold.
Well, if he's short of the first down, they're going to decline that, I'm sure.
Well, it depends on the spot. It's on. They marked him at the 27, and so this is going to be declined. So Norwell's going to get the turnover on downs, and that'll turn it over. I mean, Norwell gets the stop, and East Noble does have all their timeouts, but now they have to force a 3-and-out. A first down will seal the ball game.
That's just huge. That's the biggest play of the game. That's huge.
So the hold did not matter as Stinson came up short down to the 27-yard line. He needed to get to the 26. He came up about a full yard short. The officials are discussing something. The line judge is out there with Eric Harmon, the white hat.
Well, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, East Noble's do they have all 3 timeouts?
They do have them all.
So
they can definitely force Norwell to punt again. Yeah. So Norwell has to get a first down to seal the victory here.
Yep, and they've had success running up the middle on early downs.
Interestingly enough, Riley comes out of the gun.
Yeah, I did.
Riley the snap, design keeper, rolls to his right. Riley cuts back to the middle, stays in bounds, gets to the 30, where he picks up 2, maybe 3. And East Noble calls their first timeout with 2:23 to go.
7 seconds run off the clock.
So first timeout called by East Noble. We'll take a short break and return with their dramatic finish here on WellsCountyBoys.com.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you? Or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
Back here in Kendallville, 21-17 Norwell. They're trying to put the finishing touches on a victory. They need to get a first down, though, to get that victory. 2:23 to go. East Noble has 2 timeouts, and Norwell has second down and 7.
East Noble fans get up, as you can hear.
I'm saying Norwell's probably going to run again, but if it comes down to third down, don't be afraid to throw it because the first down gets you the victory.
Especially since they have Eli Riley as a quarterback who can also scramble.
Riley sets Breggy in motion. Riley, it's a keeper, cuts back to the middle. Riley jukes a man out to the 40. Riley cuts back to the 44, stays on his feet, stumbling across midfield, out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
That's huge. Riley needed to stay in bounds there.
Well, in any case, it does give Norwell a first down, but East Noble still has 2 timeouts, so it doesn't end the game yet. But nevertheless, a huge run. They actually give it to the 49 of East Noble. And what a tremendous run.
Wow,
a crafty run.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you want the finish in bounds.
Yeah, I didn't mean to take away from that run for saying he needed to finish in bounds, but he cut the field, but you reverse the field. Yeah, you don't see that often, and that's just a spectacular player as blitzes.
Riley, keeper. Riley right, has a block, gets forward, gets close to the first down, near the 40. He stays in bounds, and so East Noble's going to have to take a timeout.
Yeah, I was just saying one of Blitz's.
No, they're not going to take a timeout.
As I was saying, one of Blitz's area players to watch. That's Riley.
Right.
He's just taking putting the team on his back.
It's second and 1 on the 40. Norwell's trying to end a 6-game losing streak against East Noble, and they haven't won here since 2006. Second down and 1, a minute 40 to go. East Noble has 2 timeouts. Coach Amstutz electing to let the clock run, but if they get a first down here, the game will be over. So they have to get a stop on second down and really short. Riley out of the gun. Ringer in the backfield. Riley, counter, Breggy gets the first down. Norwell's going to win the football game. Isaiah Breggy gets down to the 36-yard line. Coach Amstutz calls his second timeout because he has to, but as long as Norwell doesn't fumble the football, they're going to come away with a victory in Kendallville.
It's crazy to see, and they've definitely earned this win tonight. They started out poorly in the first quarter, and since then they caught fire on their offense, and their defense just stepped up when they needed to. That 4th and 1 play is going to be the play of the game. Norwell holds on to be victorious here. And
how about this? This is going to be back-to-back home losses for East Noble. When's the last time that happened?
Wow.
I'm not
sure
years.
The average East Noble fan could tell you that. That's
right, exactly. That's the point. As Norwell is going to come to Kendallville and get a win. They were down 17-0 in this game after a quarter, and actually late in the second quarter, and backed up on their own 7-yard line before driving for 93 yards and a touchdown, getting a late interception. The interception, to me, is really the play of the game.
Yeah,
the big turnover. If they go into half down 17-7, who knows where we're at right now?
Yeah, exactly. You get the interception with, what, a minute 16 left,
Something
I think,
like
in the
that.
half, and the drive after the interception as well.
Right.
Just knowing you get the ball to start the half.
So Norwell is in victory formation here. Riley will take a knee, and Coach Amstutz uses his final timeout, which, again, all Norwell has to do is snap it twice, and the clock will expire, barring a penalty or anything like that. So the Norwell faithful have traveled well here tonight, allotted 225 tickets. This East Noble crowd was very good and very into the game as well. This has obviously been the most exciting game Norwell's played in all season long, but they are going to improve to 5-1. First time they've done that since 2009. There's a lot of historical moments happening in the course of this season. You look forward to next week. Norwell will come back to the courtyard in Ossian to take on DeKalb. And DeKalb, of course, was doing a lot of things tonight that, you question how much Norwell, could they still win this conference? Obviously, very much still in the race. Columbia City and Leo are still going to be undefeated after tonight. So Riley will take a second knee, and this will run the clock down. They'll have to snap it one more time inside of 40 seconds, and they will walk away victorious. So Norwell is going to improve to 5-1. This will make them 3-1 in the Northeast 8. And just a huge – we talked about it early on in the season. We talked about how big and how program-changing a victory like New Haven can be, especially in such convincing fashion. You come out and hit New Haven in the mouth.
Yep.
Here you learned a lot about your team. Now, granted, there's no overshadowing the fact that East Noble went through a lot of injury problems, not only tonight, but they were missing Rowan Zolman in the first place as Norwell celebrates the victory. The clock's still running out. Norwell's going to win the football game. And, again, this is maybe the best win in 10 years for Norwell outside of the tournament. Maybe the best regular season win in a decade for the Norwell Knights, who will improve to 5-1 of the season. This has been, again, the most exciting of games. It looked like East Noble had the potential to run away with this football game and kind of, run away in the first quarter. It felt like, man, is this really happening again? I mean, that's what Norwell was feeling. And instead, they're able to battle back, show a ton of resilience. You got to imagine that Norwell probably learns the most about its football team tonight in a huge comeback victory.
Yeah, I mean, you start out flat. It's a long trip up here to Kendallville, not to make any excuses for them, but as a player, I know it's a long trip up here to Kendallville. You don't really you travel an hour. It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough to come out. It's tough to punch the home team, especially East Noble with how good they've been in recent years, and even this year, it's still a really good football team, and it's hard to punch them in the mouth to start, and it's not obviously what happened tonight. It didn't happen, but I'm proud of the way Norwell responded to the adversity that was handed to them and the adversity they put themselves in. Caught a couple breaks, big breaks they needed early on, and then late in the game as well. So it's just overall great win for Norwell. Defense stepped up when they needed to, and the offense really impressed tonight again.
Well, you can hear the Norwell crowd roaring as they come away with their first victory in Kendallville since 2006, and it's hard to continue to rehash that same thing, but this is just a program-changing victory as Norwell wins this one 21-17. Bo, final thoughts before we wrap this one up.
Yeah, like I said, kind of just said it a little bit ago, but overall great win for Norwell. This is the biggest win of the season for sure. Last week we thought New Haven was, but this week for sure East Noble was, and I'm hoping we just continue to Norwell just has great wins, and we continue to feel that way about this Norwell team. Is each win is the best win of the season. most exciting game I've seen in a while from this Norwell Knights team is, like you said, I don't remember the last time Norwell was down 17-0, especially in East Noble up here in Kendallville against a really good team, came back. But overall, I think interceptions turned the momentum.
Yep.
And then
both teams.
Norwell faithful rallied behind this team, and it's just huge win. Huge win.
Well, again, a huge victory. Norwell gets a program-changing, hugely momentum-building victory here at East Noble tonight. They win it 21-17. They finish the game on a 21-point consecutive run and win this one by 4. They go to 5-1 on the season. Join us next week. We'll have video for you back at the courtyard when the Knights take on the DeKalb Barons. On behalf of Christian Bohada and our owners, Scott and Dale Menser, this is Derek Decker saying so long and God bless.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast on The Voice Enterprises. Remember, none of this would be possible without the support of our sponsors. Please take time to tell them thank you and use their services whenever possible. Join us again next time on WellsCountyVoice.com.